Some people aren't joking. No, that's fair, Jack. But if somebody were in fact one, I don't think their intro their intro would look like mine. I don't think, but who knows? But to seriously answer your question of what muscle I like to train, I don't know. It's hard to say I have a favorite. Because I typically do a full body workout, so I don't really do like a dedicated day per muscle group. Lower body in general, I think, is more challenging and rewarding. Anyways, for everybody that's just joining, again, I hope you guys are all doing well. Make sure you tap and share. I know RJ is live right now. We have like basically the same viewers or same followers, so not the best timing, but what are you gonna do? I'll just have to. He is off? Oh, he just ended? I thought he just started. Because I swiped and I saw his. Did he just restart or something? Because I literally was swiping before I went live and I saw him live with like 1,000 likes. So I assumed it was just at the beginning of the live. But I guess that makes sense because typically when he does go live, it's earlier in the day. So, alright, well, never mind. There you go. He's done for the day? Cool. Thank you, Monica. Hope you're doing well. I'm sure your husband told you, I think this was a few days ago, friendly fire in the chat. He probably told you about it. I forget who he was for a second. And yeah, he said a comment and I thought it was an op and I snapped at him. I felt kind of bad. I'm sure you do like that, Monica. Alright, what's up again, everybody? I gotta change my background up at some point. I've been using this background for far too long, and I definitely need to change it. But obviously not today, because I'm too lazy. So yesterday, it was weird because prior to the raids, I didn't really have much people in the live. I had like 180, 190 people. And then I got raided by 2 people at once, and then finally we got to a good viewer count of 400. But it took 2 raids for that to happen. Hey ma'am, how are you? Taylor, thank you, I appreciate you. Hey, make sure you guys all send in a heart me just like Taylor just did right there. That'd be great, okay? I don't expect any of you guys to gift in general or send anything to pay links in general, but if you can all at least send in a heart me, that would be appreciated. What's up, Madeep? You did a little bit. You were in the live for a while, man. Thank you, Marmite. Wasn't worth it. I know, Corey. that was one long ass conversation. I don't think I've ever had a conversation with an opposition for that long before getting to a new one. People on both sides try to justify their hatred and hearts through politics. Listen, MC, I think some people can. Sure, I'm not going to deny that. But as far as the both sides argument, I don't. When people say both sides are the same, and I know you didn't say that, but I just don't quite believe that both sides are the same. I think there's aspects that can be similar for sure. I will not deny that. I just tried inviting somebody. Oh, there you are. Oh, Clarks, I don't even have my headphones on. That's why I can't hear you. I'm an idiot. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
You there? No, hold on. Let me fix my audio. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. 1 sec. I hate when this happens. Good. I hear you now. What's up?
Okay.
How are you?
Good.
I just need to know your age, please, before we move forward for TikTok US.
23.
All right. What's up?
Yeah. I just, why do I hate science, LGBT, women, children, immigrants? You know, I just, I really don't like change. And immigrants coming into this country and gay little boys and stuff, it just doesn't fit my narrative, you know?
What about straight little boys? Is that okay, or is it just all little boys?
Um, Nah, only the gay ones.
Yeah, man, I hear you. Those gays, they're really feisty, you know.
They're
All right,
terrible.
all right. You want to have a serious conversation though,
Well, you
or
want me
we
to
just
tell
want?
you why I hate these things? I hate these things, and now I want to tell you why I hate them.
Sure, as long as I don't get trolling impressions from you. Yeah, sure. Which I already
Okay.
am, so go ahead.
LGBTQ is a
Hmm.
disgrace. It's sickening, really. They want to
Mm.
push the education in schools. They want to teach children and then show gay love stories to children from a young age because they think that's important.
Well, what gay love stories are you referring to?
Romeo and James.
Okay. Well,
There
listen,
is
man.
no
It's been
Romeo and James.
all right. Well, listen, man. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you because you're not being serious. You're just trolling. So
I'm
have a
gonna
good
eat
rest of
your
your day.
ass, boy.
Okay. You got to pay good money for that, but sure, I'm not against it. Why not? You only live once, as the kids say. He was in Facts Matters Live last night. Yeah. Was he doing the same stupid trolling shit? Yeah, Taylor, right? All right, let's get to the next test. Guys, if you're looking for opposition, if you disagree with the background, hit the request button, or you voted for Trump or anything like that. There's a request button at the bottom of the screen. What's up, Andrea? What's up, Chrissy? Hey, Thomas. How are you?
How you doing? Yeah, he is a troll.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I am just
Maybe
looking for opposition. I am just looking for opposition, by the way, like anybody that voted for Trump or disagrees with the background. Do you happen to fall into one of those
okay.
categories?
Definitely
Okay, cool. I just need to know your age, sir. I know you're probably above 18, obviously, but I just need you to say it for TikTok terms of service.
56.
Cool. I appreciate you. All right, what's up, man?
Mm. Oh, I just like your content. Yeah, let's get rid of MAGA.
Oh, all right, man. Well, listen, as I said, I am looking for opposition, but I do appreciate the support. But let me get to some guests for some debates, okay? But I
Okay.
hope you have a great rest of the day, Thomas. Take care. Hey, guys, just as a reminder, I'm only looking for opposition. There are some obviously um, exceptions to the rule. If you don't know you're that exception, then you're not, okay? Yeah. Chad, how you doing?
Doing great. And yourself?
Good, man. How old are you?
22.
Cool. What's up?
All right. Voted for Donald J. Trump.
Hmm.
Um, I don't feel like any of us particularly hate any of these people.
Okay.
No, I don't think anybody on MAGA has hatred in their heart for any of these people. There's just differences in how we view things and
Here.
how we want things in the country.
Well, you don't think? Hold on. You're saying you don't think anybody that identifies as MAGA has any hatred in their heart? Like
No,
anybody?
no, no. I don't believe that anybody has
I,
strong like hatred. We want these people
I
hurt,
bet.
dead. I don't think anybody is that has that cruelty.
But the issue is, I when I do this topic or an LGBT plus specific topic, I get people that 100% admit that they don't like these groups of people. Like they full on admit it. They're happy to admit it. And listen, I'm not going to say that's everybody that's a Trump supporter, right? Because I don't believe that to be true. But to say that there's none, that's just not true.
All right, there may be like a small, tiny slithering minority, a
Okay.
person that maybe like hates a gay person, but majority of most MAGA people were very like
Thanks, Thomas. Yeah,
happy, loving people.
well, I mean, listen, man. I think it's probably bigger than a tiny sliver, but whatever. We don't need to argue over that. Uh, my argument is even beyond that. I think the vote for Trump in of itself is inherently harmful to these groups of people. So I think you voting for Trump by default harms these things I have up here.
How so? How so?
Yeah, I think his policies, the way that um, the way that he presides over the country, his rhetoric, I think is extremely harmful. I think he's incredibly divisive, purposely divisive, by far the most divisive president we've ever had and surely ever will have. And that's just on a verbal standpoint. As far as his policies go, yeah, he's had numerous executive orders harming the LGBT plus community. He has RFK in his administration that absolutely puts out information that's against science. I think the
All right,
policies
all right,
towards immigrants. Yeah,
all right.
we can
We
talk
can
about this
start
too.
with the LGBTQ. Okay,
All right, all
how
right.
has he? What has he done against LGBTQ right
Mhm.
now? Like that's really limited them at all, and how can like LGBTQ people? They're free to work, gain house, get a house. They're able to do everything just like everybody else in America.
Well, here's the deal. If you are trans, you now cannot be in the military, whereas previously you were allowed to, as long as you passed all the standards, which that's the case for anybody. Now, if you're a transgender individual, you now cannot be in the military, and anyone that was in the military, they were kicked out. 15,000 here, effectively fired from their jobs, stripped of their pay and benefits, simply because of the gender that they identify as.
Yeah, because things. All right. Trans
And what's up,
people.
Eric? What's up, Erica? How you
All right.
doing?
I'm radiant. Thank you for asking, Douglas. How are you?
I'm great. Good seeing you.
Good. You too.
All right. Trans people. You have to understand, like trans people, that community, they have a really high suicide rate.
Mm.
And what is it that helps them have a less high suicide rate, Chad?
No, we're talking in terms of like them being in the military. Like if you go to MEPS and
Chad, I don't know whether you're aware of this, but isn't it 20 veterans a day unalive themselves? I think it's
Something like
20.
that. Something like
It's
that. Yeah.
20 a day. The military has a really high self-unaliving rate altogether.
Yeah, in general. Yeah.
of course.
Trans people or no trans people, Chad. And again, what is it that allows that brings down the self-unaliving rate of people? Oh, it's 22 a day. Corey is just 22 a day.
Okay, even worse.
What is it that brings down the self-unaliving rate of trans people, Chad?
All right. Well, some of them do say that
No,
they're.
Chad, I just asked you a question.
Yeah,
What's the
I
answer
was
to
about
my
to finish.
question?
I was about to finish
Go
everything.
ahead.
All right. While some trans people do say that their gender affirming care does alleviate the symptoms and it does make them more, it does reduce the issues that make them want to kill themselves. But a lot of them do feel like, man, I've gone through so much gender affirming care. I've gone through so many hormone replacement therapy. I've gone through so many surgeries, and I still feel issues. So many trans people report that
And
they
why is that, Chad?
What-
it's because of the issue that they have.
No, it's
They're not
What's the
because
issue?
able to serve the
society.
military.
No, Chad, it's because society doesn't accept trans people. If
Society
you
does.
No, well,
no.
Chad, you have to at least admit that like there is a negative connotation towards trans people in society. Like,
It depends
yeah,
on where you are.
right?
It depends on
But
where you are.
okay, but they don't tend to have a favorable view of themselves by other people. Like
In Louisville, Kentucky, no. But if you're in San Francisco, Los Angeles, New York City, nobody cares about if you're trans over there.
but we have social media. We have the president who talks negatively about them, so that negativity still gets spread. Now, however, though, even to that, despite what you said, gender affirming care objectively lowers the rates of them self-unaliving themselves. Objectively speaking, will there be outliers to that? Yeah, no shit. There's outliers to everything. But the fact of the matter is, it reduces those rates. But that's separate from the military. We're not going to not accept somebody in the military because the group of people that they happen to be in have a higher self-unaliving rate. We have to take it on an individual basis, and if that
You
person
have to
passes,
because
you can't,
you,
because if that person passes a physical exam, a mental health exam, a background, etc., etc., you can't deny them because somebody else that happens to be trans has a higher unaliving rate.
They
You
do.
can't do.
All right.
But
ADHD. ADHD. If you have, there's so many other cases. Bipolar disorder.
but
If you
but
have so many other things, other than the being transgender, you can't join the military, or they have to do
but
rigorous
I, I understand. But transgender is
examinations
not
by
a
therapists and psychologists.
being transgender is not a disorder or a disease, though. That's the issue. That's the huge difference between what you said. It's not
It
a
is not
disease,
a
not a
disorder
disorder.
or a disease, but it is like but it is gender dysphoria is a mental health issue, and
Sure, I agree. I agree. Gender dysphoria is not the same thing as being transgender, though.
for you to for you
You
to
can be
get
transgender, but you can be transgender and not have gender
my
dysphoria.
bad.
And you
Go
can have
ahead.
gender dysphoria and
My
not be
bad.
transgender. Now, obviously, yes, if somebody's diagnosed with gender dysphoria prior to going to the military, yeah, that probably would prevent them from going in. Just as if you had severe depression, that would prevent you from going in, or you had this or that. Sure. But if they don't have gender dysphoria, haven't been diagnosed with it, you can't deny them because somebody else who happens to be trans has that. Plus, not to mention, that wasn't the reasoning in the executive order of why they were kicked out at all. That wasn't the reasoning. The reasoning is that they weren't being honest with themselves. So if that was the reasoning that you said, then it would have been an executive order. Guys, keep tapping and sharing. We can get to a new guest at 20,000 likes. Kayla, thank you for the 2 on the blue out with a V. I really appreciate you, Kayla. Kayla in the comments. It says, the way Erica is saying Chad is bringing sunshine to my morning.
Yeah,
Kayla,
yeah.
thank you.
It is not. I don't believe that somebody with gender. All right, me personally, the same thing with bipolar. I don't think somebody bipolar should be in the military. I don't think
Bipolar is
somebody.
right, Chad.
Yeah.
Stop it. Bipolar is a completely different thing.
Yeah, we already said that.
It has a high suicide risk.
Make sure you say self-unaliving. Hey, can you make sure you say self-unaliving?
I'm so sorry.
You're good.
It has a high deletion risk.
So does just being in the military, Chad.
Yes,
being in the military has a high self-deletion rate. So the way that you're saying, well, this group of people, I think it's easy to argue that for many reasons, that people who join the military for a whole plethora of reasons, a lot of people go in damaged to the military, right? The military is one of the only, a lot of people who have been subject to abject poverty for their entire childhoods go into the military. That can have an increase in self-deletion rates.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many examples of things that might take you. People with excess aggression who go into the military because they think it's a manly occupation. Those people also have a higher self-unaliving rate. Men have a higher self-unaliving rate. Like, what are you doing, Chad? You're picking one group and you're saying this group shouldn't be in there because of this thing.
I'm not saying one group, but the thing is,
you are. You very much are, Chad.
You're not saying that people. Do you know what aces are, Chad?
Listen. Yes,
Chad, do you know what aces are?
Let me speak.
Chad, I just asked you a question.
Erica, please let me.
Hey, Chad, did you speak to RJ? You spoke to RJ. It looks like in the comments. How did that conversation go? Just earlier. I'm just curious.
I think so. Yeah.
Do you think? How did that conversation go? I'm genuinely just curious. I'm not trying to.
He booted me off.
What do you think the reason for that was?
I don't know. We're just in conversation.
Okay.
Oh, so, RJ said it's because you don't know anything.
Don't know anything. But again, Chad, if that was the reasoning as to why they were all kicked out, despite all of them passing all the standards that they need to, why was that not in the executive order as the reasoning?
What do you mean? What wasn't this? Because this is something practical and honest. Like not only trans people, if somebody with bipolar has those issues, they should not be in the military.
Stop comparing it to being bipolar.
Okay, all right. Any severe mental issue that has a high suicide risk, they should not be in the
Self-unaliving.
military unless they go through uh psychological examination, and that often does happen.
But they
But
do.
at the same time,
But Chad,
but at the
they
same
do.
time,
They do. But
men.
they do though, Chad. That's part of joining the military. You have to. You get psychological evaluations, physical examinations. You get all that. They wouldn't
Of
have been
course,
able to go into.
you go
They
to
wouldn't have been.
MEPS.
Yeah. They wouldn't have been able to go into the military if they had severe self-unaliving thoughts.
No. When you go to MEPS, they ask you, "Have you ever did this? Yes, no. Have you ever did this?
Uh-huh.
Yes, no. You ever did this?
Uh-huh.
Yes, no." And then
Yeah.
if you said yes, then they take you to a psychologist, and you have to get a waiver, and an actual doctor has to approve that
There you
waiver.
go.
They don't do it
Then there you
all
go. Then
there.
so anybody can lie then.
No. But regardless, what I was gonna say with like the men thing, like the men with like the higher aggression or things like that, a lot of times things with those men do arise before they even are able to go to the military. Like these men, they end up getting criminal issues, or they end up having other issues which surface.
Then if these issues arise when they happen to be in the military, then it should be addressed at that point. Then, but
It
again,
does. It does. They get
okay,
Article
but
15s. They get kicked out.
well,
All types of
you
things
may get
happen.
an Article 15 maybe depending, but regardless, so again, you just can't kick out an entire group of people or not let an entire group of people based on something that's not applicable to every single one within that group. Just doesn't make sense.
Man, you have to. You have to. You have to.
You don't have to, because you can say the same thing about, say, gay people, for example, who I would imagine gay people
No,
on
gay
average
people are
probably on
fine.
average have a higher self-unaliving rate than straight people on average. I would imagine. I can look it up, but
No,
why
because
don't you not like gay people in?
gay people are fine. I said gay people are fine just a minute ago. I said gay people are fine.
But
The thing
why
is, though,
though? But trans people are not, but gay people are. Despite both of them, trans people we know for sure, and I'm sure gay people on average have a higher self-unaliving rate due to, again, how they are
we
viewed.
have we have so many studies where trans people, while they've been going through puberty or they've been going through HRT, have been literally having psychosis and all types of crazy things going on with themselves where they
Then
literally
don't
they
allow that
should actually
person.
take it. Huh?
Then don't allow that person in the military. That specific individual. Don't allow them in if that's the case.
So there's
Exactly.
Real quick, Corey. Kayla, thank you for the 2 again on the blue out with a V. W. Kayla in the comments. That's Kayla. Says, please also send this to Erica, because Chad is obnoxious as fuck and knows nothing about mental health, said by a therapist. Kayla, were you saying send the 2 to her? Because I can do that. Let me just confirm, I guess in the comments
Just put it in the
or
comments.
elsewhere,
Put it in the
Kayla.
comments and pin it.
Let me know, Kayla, if that's what you're referring to send the tutor, because
And
I can certainly do that.
Chad, you can't pin anything while there's guests on the panel. That's not
Yeah, it
permitted.
doesn't let us, unfortunately. All right, Corey,
Oh.
what's up, man? Go ahead.
Howdy.
And guys, 20,000 likes so we can get 2 new guests, guys. 20,000 likes, we're looking for opposition. Go ahead, Corey.
Chad, the conversation right now is about allowance in the military service. So out of curiosity, did you ever enlist?
No.
Yeah, that's fine. There's no shame in that, whatever. I was in the Marine Corps. I identify as a man. What about my identity or my self-identification as a man makes me unfit to serve in the Marine Corps?
What were you assigned at birth?
I have XY chromosomes, so I'm a male. But what about my gender identity as a man? Indicates my mental health in any way?
If you were assigned something else at birth, you understand, like these people, they often have like high mutilation
No.
risk.
Stop, Chad. I'm asking you a specific question. What about my identification as a man has any bearing on my mental health?
It doesn't have anything to do with that.
So then forbidding people based solely off of their gender identity is pretty fucking stupid.
It does. It's not off their gender identity. It's off them having gender dysphoria.
Gender dysphoria and gender identity are two different things. Not every trans person has gender dysphoria, and cis people also have gender dysphoria. Getting back on the topic, though, they're not removing people from the military based off of gender dysphoria. They're removing them based off of their gender identity. So what about my gender identity? Means I have a mental health issue. If it's nothing, then you have to agree that a transgender ban is really fucking stupid.
Listen, how are we gonna know if you're a trans person with gender dysphoria or not?
I mean, I'm sure you could probably find some sort of identification with it, but if we can't identify that, right? Hold on, Chad, if we can't identify it, then there's no reason to like ban people, the entire group of people, off this potential fear. Like, you get that, right?
There is, because these people are a high suicide risk.
You gotta say self-unaliving, Chad. You have to say self-unaliving.
Shit, dude. Are you incapable of,
Chad, I've said it numerous times. If you do it one more time,
I apologize.
I have to get you.
I apologize.
I get why you went to the military, because the ability to follow instructions is kind of key for the military, which, by the way, several trans people have shown an aptitude to do and you have not. But beyond this, getting back into this whole thing, right? You keep identifying this whole self-unaliving rate as being problematic. First of all, what we've seen from studies is that depending on where you are in the country, if you're in a place with more affirmation for these individuals, that rate goes down dramatically. But beyond that, already men self-unalive significantly higher percentages than women oftentimes. So should we ban men from the military?
No, we should not ban them. Hold up.
But men have a higher self-unaliving rate, Chad.
Yeah, it's four times higher. For
Oh
men
yeah,
than for
yeah,
women.
significantly higher.
All of the people I know,
it's at a different frequency than the transgender individuals.
So what rate does somebody's self-unaliving rate have to be? Like, what's that threshold?
Let me pull it up. But I know that
Well, no, I'm asking what the threshold is that it has to be above for the entire group of people not to be allowed in the military. What's that self-unaliving rate need to be at?
Or are you just going to special plead to be like, whatever the rate of transgender individuals is?
That's the threshold. That's the threshold. Yeah. Guys, we're 20,000 likes. We can get you new guests. We got a couple people in the box. We'll get to you shortly.
It just gotta be
good.
Just gotta be low. So, okay, let's say we determine that people in poverty are more likely to self-terminate. Should we then begin forbidding military access to individuals based off economic status?
Well, this is why
it isn't. It isn't.
This is why I was.
We know this because, like,
Chad,
all right, black. All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
This is why I was asking Chad if he knew what ACEs are. So ACEs are adverse childhood experiences, and they are anyone who works in psychology or education or social work. All of those people will be familiar with ACEs, right? And we know that the more ACEs you have, the more likely you are to engage in a variety of risky activities. So that might be using illicit substances, it might be self-deletion, it might be being a victim of grooming, it might be joining a gang, like all of those things. I'm not aware that the military tracks people's ACEs as they get in. So an example of an ACE would be like parental divorce, would be like being a victim of abuse as a child, would be having a parent who has who uses illicit substances or has an addiction issue. There I can't remember how many there are, but the military doesn't even test for that, and that is like, that's the biggest indicator of whether anybody's going to have like any of these problems in the future. That is the biggest indicator.
I looked up the group with the highest self-unaliving rate, AIAN, which stands for American Indian / Alaska Native. They have the highest. It's actually 30% higher than it is than males on average.
Ooh. So Chad, should we forbid indigenous people from serving in the military? Because I served with several.
And yeah, guys, I know it's referred to as indigenous. I was just reading, I guess, what the official group is called. So sorry, by the way. I
Yeah,
apologize.
and Katz just made a really good point. Trump just put out, I think it was an executive order about the military being able to carry personal weapons on military bases. If he really was worried about people self-deleting, like, he wouldn't have passed that, because that is crazy wild.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're almost at the point to get to a new guest, guys. 20,000 likes, we're almost there. There's a couple people in the request box. Hang tight, we'll get to you shortly.
No, I don't believe that because a person in the military, they're actively trained in handling weapons.
Hey,
Why would there be an issue?
First of all, they're not active duty trained in handling every weapon. Odds are, if you serve in the military and you're lower enlisted, you're trained with a rifle, not with a sidearm. Like, only a handful of job specialties receive training with sidearms. But beyond that, let's go back to my question. Like, I brought up economic status, but Doug brought up another one. Indigenous people are much more likely to commit self-termination than like other demographics of people, according to some studies. So should we forbid indigenous people from serving in the U.S. military?
All right, I did look it up. I will confirm it does show that
I'm glad that you looked it up. Should answer my question. Should we
Let me
deny
fully complete
military
the
service
sentence.
to indigenous people?
God damn. Should we? No, because no, we shouldn't. We should not.
Okay,
Hey, why
so then
not?
you should be able to concede that a transgender ban for military service is stupid.
No. We shouldn't.
No.
I won't.
Yes.
Because
Otherwise, you don't hold a consistent standard. So are you just admitting you don't hold a rational view or a consistent standard?
no, because indigenous people, they also deal with other mental health issues
So do trans people.
and like
So does
a lot of
anybody.
drug
So does anybody.
drug abuse and things like that.
So does
That
anybody.
also are
But
prevalent.
So does anybody.
I just want to point out, Chad, I don't think you listened to what I just said about adverse childhood experiences at all. I don't think you listened one
I
little
did. I
But
did.
so Chad, you don't have to say it 20 times. I heard you the first time you said I did. Okay? I don't know who you're. Doug, that is sloppy. Quit it. Doug, you're gonna get one excited. Quit
Alright, I'll
it.
stop.
This is interesting.
Yes, but okay, those factors that Erica stated, many of those factors do arise in that child's life prior to them going to MEPS.
By the way,
Like-
sorry, Dad and Mom, if you're watching. I apologize.
No, Chad, you don't understand. You clearly don't understand. Nobody's suggesting that those things are going to happen to them after they're an adult. That's why they're called adverse childhood experiences. But the fact is that they're a predictor for all kinds of things, including susceptibility to extremist material, including joining things like cults and other high, high control groups. Also, things like mental health issues, self-unaliving, propensity for addiction in the future. But the military doesn't test for those things. It's not, the military is not sitting there saying, how many aces does this person have to make them suitable or unsuitable for being in the military? And the fact is, Chad, that any individual should be judged as just that before assessing their suitability to be in the military. They're individual. They are all, everybody who joins is an individual. And it seems to me that everybody else is being judged as an individual, and you are advocating for everyone to be judged as an individual unless it's a trans person.
Mm-hmm. Guys, we're almost at 20,000 likes. We are looking for opposition. If you disagree with the background, voted for Trump, hit the request button, okay? Yeah, Chad, so if you want to respond quickly to what she said, please.
Yeah. So, like I said, many of those issues do arise. Like, let's say if somebody had a parent that was highly addicted to drugs, right? That kid could end up being addicted to drugs as well. Do many of them go off living like a straight life? You know what I mean, being good? Yeah, but a lot of a lot of kids do follow in the footsteps of their parents depending on the environment. And those things will showcase before they get to MEPS and when the recruiter act not the recruiter,
All right,
but when the
get
person
the fuck out of here. We have 20K.
God. Oh my God.
All right, guys. Time for a new guest. All right. Although my rule is I always have to have somebody in a request box, and I don't know if this is an opposition, so I hope we don't end up with nobody.
They
US, are you there?
they are in opposition.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, US. I just need to know your age, please, for TikTok US.
42 New Jersey.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you. All right. What's on your mind, man? Thanks, guys.
I've always wondered why, since Trump stopped the trans from being in the military, that the people that going into it has almost doubled.
Wait,
Join the military.
that correlates? Do you think correlation equals causation?
Oh, right now it does, because I don't think any man would want to serve next to a guy who thinks he's a girl and he has a beard in the military.
Dude, okay, cool. What branch were you in, just out of curiosity?
Excuse me, I'm speaking about my son. He's in the Marines.
What branch were you in, just out of curiosity?
Why should I have to be in the branch?
Because you can only speak, well, no,
Why
you
should
don't
I have to be in
I'm
a
just
branch?
curious. I'm just
Why
curious.
should I have to be in the branch to speak my mind? Tell me why.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just asking real quick, right? Because I want to go to the next point afterwards. But you never served in the military, right?
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, you're
Just
saying
answer the question. He's not trying to say anything negative. He's just asking.
Listen, hey, host,
This
don't
isn't a
crash
gotcha,
out.
man.
I'm talking to him. Calm down.
Dude,
It's
this
okay.
isn't to be a gotcha.
We'll be okay. Take a breath.
So first of all, I'm going to mute you real quick. You're the one crashing out by refusing to answer a pretty simple question, right? Your refusal to ask that question and getting very defensive and angry
I told you no
is you
twice.
crashing out. You actually
No,
didn't.
twice. I guess you're not
But
comprehending what I'm
now that
telling
we
you.
know that you never served, that's fine. I want to point out real quick, I served, and I wouldn't give a flying fuck what the gender identity of the person next to me is, as long as they're competent and capable of doing their job. So you actually have to demonstrate real quick that military recruitment spiked because of banning transgender individuals from the military.
From my son's point of view, that's why it did.
But your son's point of view is not indicative of how everybody feels.
How could you take any man seriously who thinks he's a
That's a you
woman and
problem.
has a
Well,
beard?
stop
How
projecting.
could
That's
you
it.
take any man seriously?
How can I take
You
any
can't.
person serious? How can I take any person seriously that voted for Trump? See, there you go. That's a subjective thing. It doesn't matter, dude.
Does Trump?
Okay.
Speaking of Trump,
No,
Trump
no,
hate-
you missed
does
the
Trump
point.
hate- does-
You missed the point. The point is just because.
I don't care about your point. Let's get it
Well, then
straight.
what? Then why are we talking if you don't care about my point?
Because I'm saying my point.
Okay, but it's not a matter of respect. That's not how we determine who's allowed to be in the military and who's not, based on
Okay,
who
what
you
about
happen to
the
respect.
surgery? Should our tax dollars pay for their surgery?
Your tax
What, in the
dollars-
military? In the military or in general?
No, if they join the military, because a lot of them did just to get their surgery, should we pay for it?
We already pay for elective surgeries in the military. That's not a new
No,
thing.
we're talking
And that's
about,
not elective.
We're talking about surgeries that are necessary.
No.
dude.
Again,
People can
you don't know how things work. You can get one. First of all, that's not an elective surgery. And secondly, you're allowed to get one elective surgery in the military completely paid for by tax dollars.
Right, surgeries that are
Anybody.
necessary.
No, elective. You're allowed to get one elective surgery. I don't know if you know what the word elective
So
means.
you're saying you're good with your tax dollars being spent on a man
You're not
becoming a woman or otherwise.
The U.S. That totally went over your head. We already do that. We already do that.
There's no trans in the military now, is there?
Jesus Christ. We already pay for elective surgeries in the military.
Yeah,
We already do it.
necessary
Elective.
Hold on.
By definition means
Common
not
sense.
necessary.
Common
I can't,
sense
guys.
surgery.
I can't.
Common
40,000
sense
likes.
surgery.
40,000 likes, new guys.
Common
I can't.
sense surgery.
US,
Common-
USD. Dude, real quick, do you think that like breast augmentation is a necessary common sense surgery?
What'd you say?
Do you think that breast augmentation surgery is a necessary surgery?
No.
Guess what, buddy? Your tax dollars can pay for a person to get breast augmentation or breast reduction surgery in the military.
Or a nose
Right,
job, for example.
For medical reasons. Yep.
No! Again, elective. How fucking stupid are you?
Then that should be stopped too.
But it isn't, and they haven't stopped it. I want to also point out to you, US, that you don't appear to know very
But that's
much
normal
about this.
surgery. That's not gender dysphoria.
Oh, now it's normal. So now we shifted the goalpost.
I just want to tell you that the US military spends about 5 times as much a year on little blue pills for men with ED than it does on surgeries for trans people.
Well, yeah, maybe they want to have babies.
Oh, okay.
Your ability to get hard does not really affect your ability to impregnate a person like that.
Oh,
you can.
That's just being silly.
Hey, at least they're supporting real stuff like real men and not a
Okay. So so it has nothing to do with paying for tax dollars paying for things. It's just because one is normal, one's not. Why didn't you just say that from the get go?
I'm glad
Why
you
didn't you?
admitted it.
Why didn't you just say that from the get go?
I'm glad you just admitted it's abnormal. Thank you.
In my subjective
He knows,
opinion,
Erica. He knows.
in my subjective opinion, a man who cannot get it up without like help is not a man. So like, should we deny those pills that like Erica just mentioned?
That's your twisted subjective opinion.
Your twisted subjective opinion is denying people their agency and their gender identity.
My opinion is not twisted. A man can't be a woman, and a woman can't be a man.
I mean, if you understood how words, actually, you're right. A man can't be a woman, and a woman can't be a man. Congratulations on knowing the basics of the English language. However, gender identity is an entirely separate thing.
If my son says he's an airplane, should I let him strap wings to his back and jump?
No one gives a fuck about.
I bet he thought that was like a really good line to say. I bet he thought in his head that like, I know Donald Trump's the greatest. I get it. He's the greatest.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say far from the greatest. But I got to ask you a question: does Donald Trump hate gay people?
I don't know him personally as to whether he does or doesn't, but that's besides the point as to his
Corey,
policy.
Corey, can you answer? Corey,
I don't know him personally. I can't say. I don't think anybody can. It's talking about the policies, though. The policies.
Does Donald Trump hate women?
Yes.
Well, that yes.
He hates women.
Yes.
Corey,
that is very apparent.
Well,
Corey,
I mean, when you rape a woman, you tend not to like women in general. Yeah.
Can I just clarify here?
I'm so curious. I'm so curious.
Hang on, Corey.
Who did he rape?
Donald Trump wants to.
He was never found guilty.
Anyway, I'm talking.
Sure.
You apparently don't like women because you don't let them finish, US. Let me finish my sentence.
Maybe you should worry about your country.
Again, you clearly don't.
What an original line. Erica, nobody said that to you before.
Yeah, nobody ever. You clearly don't like women because you won't let me finish.
No, I love women.
In fact, no, you don't. You and Donald Trump are very similar. You want to have schmecks with women, but you don't want to listen to what they have to say. And you don't actually like them. You don't actually like them. You just want to stick your little tiny baby D into them and move it around a bit.
We're almost at 40,000 likes, guys.
Not yours, honey, because it smells like
I'm
fish.
so curious. Jesus Christ, dude. Anyways, I'm just so curious. What is your... Because you seemed really to laugh at the idea that I say Donald Trump hates women.
Hey, Corey.
What do you think he doesn't hate women?
Corey, I can push back on why Trump doesn't hate women and roast you right now. Who's his chief of staff, Corey? First time in American history?
The only cabinet member is a woman who hasn't fired yet.
First time in American history, Corey.
Okay. Guys, here's the issue. Hold on, guys. Unfortunately, with the 40K
what a fucking
thing,
idiot this guy
I
is.
can't
Corey,
get to a new guest. I can't get to a new guest. Shut up. I can't get to a new guest unless we have an opposition at a box. We did have one. I know, guys, that's going to upset you. I apologize, but the rule is we have to have somebody in a request box to get it because I can't drop somebody to get to
He
nobody.
hates
Okay.
gays. Scott
So if you
Bessent
voted
is
for
gay.
Trump, hit the request button, please. We'll get to you ASAP.
Scott Bessent is gay, married man. He hates.
Hey, hold on.
He
So
hates women.
U.S. Real quick, just out of curiosity, of all the cabinet members that Donald Trump brought in, who are the only cabinet members he's so far fired?
Who is he so far fired?
Which cabinet members have explicitly been fired by Donald
Look
Trump?
at Dummy sitting there with his hand on the chin, like I got you now.
Hey, look, he got a violation. U.S. Debunks got a violation. Wonder why. Harassment and bullying. Goodbye. Well, guys, you got your wish. You got kicked anyways.
Listen,
TikTok.
oh, sorry, Corey. Men like him and men like Donald Trump. Donald Trump is adept at whether he likes someone or not. If he thinks that they're good at a job, what is that noise? If he thinks they're good at a job,
Is it loud? It's the AC is kind of blowing on me. Is it
no,
loud?
there was like a scraping sound. I don't know.
That wasn't me.
If he thinks someone's good at a job, whether he likes them or not, he's gonna give them a job because he's a businessman, right? He doesn't care whether that person is a woman. His fundamental dislike of women is not going to stop him giving a woman a job if he thinks that she's good at that job, or giving a man a job, or giving somebody from a minority a job, right? That he is, and I want to point out there are, and I'm not going to say when, but and what it is, but you can all work this out. There are points in history where people had people do jobs and they hated the people that were doing those jobs. Okay, they hated them, but they were doing a job, and at the time they were doing it for free. So they're not going to just get rid of those people or stop. Like, it's bullshit. And he and Donald Trump, neither of them likes women. They just want to stick their bits into them. They don't want to have a conversation with them.
Well, beyond this, Donald Trump's chief of staff fucking hates him. Like, the interview that came out, was it 4 months ago now? Where she basically just went on talking about how shitty his entire cabinet is. I mean, clearly, it's not a good working environment for women because only the women are getting fired, and the only woman who still has a job hates it every single day.
If you guys disagree with the background or you voted for Trump, hit the request button, please. And if you guys haven't sent your heartbeat yet, please go ahead and do that. I appreciate it. Okay. And if you're watching on the tube, make sure you subscribe to me there too. Sorry, Erica.
I wonder how long Tulsi's going to keep her job because she's the only one.
Yeah, she's on the chopping. She's on the chopping block. Thank you, Dan.
Yeah,
Surely.
Thanks, John.
I basically already consider her fired.
Yeah, it's gonna happen soon enough. I'm sure.
I loved the way that Donald
Thanks,
Trump,
guys.
though, when he's firing these people, have you all noticed what he's doing now? He's either creating a made-up job for them somewhere else that we all know is actually a demotion, or he's saying they're leaving for this excellent opportunity in the private sector. Donald.
I don't know how Trump supporters can justify, on one hand, he says he hires the best people and they defend all of these people, and then when they're fired, all of a sudden they're traitors and they're not the best people. Like, how do they follow that line of logic every single time? Like, you're telling me just by coincidence everybody happens to fire was just bad to begin with? That doesn't make any sense.
Doug, don't use the L word. Don't use it. The L word is a slur to MAGAs.
What was the word I used?
Logic.
Logic, okay. Ash, thank you for the raid. I appreciate you, Ash. Thank you so much. Oh, guys, we got a call from the tube. Oh, yeah. All right. It may be difficult for you guys to talk, though, just the way it's set up, but let me put him on speaker.
I'll be a good boy and be quiet.
Thank you, Corey. Hello? Hello? Okay. Well, goodbye. False alarm, guys. All right, people in the tube, I'm going to put the phone number that you can call into the chat if you want to call, okay? All right, false alarm, false alarm.
Hang on, Dan, he doesn't need to fire Linda McMahon. He gave her a job and then she liquidated her entire department There is no job for the Secretary of Education because there is no Department of Education. She self-deleted.
Okay. All right, guys. People on the tube again. I'm posting the number right now. 813-603-8878. So call in if you want. Everybody else, if you can keep tapping, sharing, and click the red follow button if you've been enjoying the live up until this point. Give Erica and Corey a follow as well. And if you're on the tube, make sure you give me a sub, please. 81 Linda.
Doug, have you seen the latest Lego video? Iran Lego video?
No, I have not.
It's about Pete Hegseth. It is.
Is it good?
It is. Listen. All I'm gonna say is I don't know who's doing Iran's marketing, but
they're good. They're very good at trolling, aren't they? I've seen some.
They understand.
Yeah.
They understand what appeals to people far more than the Trump administration does.
Yeah.
The song is catchy as fuck. Somebody said, who did the song? So I said it was Biggie Wars that did the song, but it's obviously AI. But yeah, the Biggie Wars.
Thank you, Seabar. Thank you. Hey guys, I have the gift goal at the top. It's a personalized gift of mine, actually. If you guys want to help it, it's just 1 coin each. Payments are in the bio too if you guys want to show support. Well, it's not needed. I do appreciate it. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you. Jason.
That is true. Other than the Trump blowing Clinton part of the Keg's Breath video, it was 100% factual. That's true. Except, well, yeah. I mean, that's a rumor, obviously, that has yet to be confirmed or denied.
I like to believe it's true. I like to believe it's true. Thank you, Pedro. It makes me feel better to believe it's true. So therefore, I will.
That's true, Kat. We don't know for sure that he didn't do that.
Again, thank you for the asteroid.
They're really, really well made, though. Those videos, like they're really good quality.
Yeah, I'll have to check out that latest one.
I'll I sent it to Matt earlier. I'll send it to you.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
I can't do it while I'm on the live, though.
Yeah, you're good. No worries.
Hang on. Let me go and see if I can find it from an external source, and then I will be able to.
Cool. All right, guys, keep tapping. We're almost at 50K. Let's try to beat that if we can. You guys are getting the likes up a little bit higher today, which is good. That really does help keep people on the live. I know it's not always fun tapping, guys. I get it, but it really does help kind of keep the live going. So anything that you guys can do to help out with that is great. They need to work on rhyming. All right, well, 1 step at a time, right? 1 step at a time. How was RJ's live earlier, by the way, guys? Did he get a good amount of guests? Was it good? I didn't. I must have been sleeping or something. Well, I had to work out some clients at the gym too. That's germaphobe. Rachel. The guests were scared. Oh. I believe it. He has a really hard time getting MAGA up. Okay. Is everybody having a good day so far? I hope. I finally trimmed up, as I told you guys I was going to. I lined it up pretty good, if I say so myself. Yes, Randy, this is true. Pretty good. I like it. I like to hear it. Working some overtime. Hell yeah. Get the money. When is Easter? I don't... You know, to be honest, I don't think I even knew Easter was coming up until, like, yesterday. Until somebody mentioned it to me.
Easter's a multi-day festival.
I don't know, guys. I'm sorry.
It's a multi-day festival. So yesterday was Good Friday, which is the day
Yeah.
the day that Jesus was unalived.
Supposedly.
And then you have Saturday where everyone just chilled out for it. And then you had Sunday when they went to check his tomb and he was gone. But in the UK, we have a bank holiday, which is like a public holiday on Good Friday yesterday, and
Andy, thank you.
we also have a bank holiday on Monday, so you get a very long weekend.
Oh shit,
This
that's great.
weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
very good. Thank you again, Andy. I appreciate you. Yeah, I guess Easter's tomorrow then. There you go.
I'm jealous of that as well as Cadbury eggs. I love those things.
No, they're great.
I sent Matt a video. I've just sent you, by the way, Doug, a link to that on Instagram.
Yeah. I see.
The song's wild. But anyway, I sent Matt a video of me in the supermarket buying my eggs, and I bought my brother a Cadbury's egg that was bigger than my head. So there we go.
Oh gosh, that's crazy. I'm listening to it right now. What the fuck? I'm not gonna watch the whole thing, but Jesus. What the fuck? Iran is wild.
This is a public service announcement. American Cadbury is not British Cadbury. American Cadbury is made by Hershey with Hershey chocolate. American Cadbury, shit. Canadian Cadbury, British Cadbury, great. American Cadbury, shit. So make sure it's made not in the United States.
Yeah, just as anything else, basically. Thank you for the heart me last. Oh yeah, British chocolate is definitely better. I agree, for sure. I mean, I like Hershey's, but you know, is it the best chocolate? No. I like Hershey's cookies and cream bars. Those are fucking great. I love Hershey's and cookies and cream.
C-Bar, you're talking about a Cadbury's Crunchy. I actually have a whole stack of Crunchies on the side in my kitchen right now that I bought the other day.
I've never tried the Dubai candy bar thing. It looks good, but you know, looks can be deceiving. Yeah, I don't know. I heard some people say it was really good. I've heard one or two say it was not. So I don't know.
I used to every year take the kids from school on a school trip to Cadbury World in Birmingham, which is like the old Cadbury factory. And as you go around in the different parts of the factory where it's not a proper working factory anymore. It's a tourist attraction. But as you go round, they give you different chocolate bars as you go round. And by the end of it, you feel quite ill because
I'm sure because the over consumption of chocolate. Yeah. Hey Ash, by the way, thanks again for the raid. I appreciate you, Ash. If you guys keep tapping, we did surpass 50K. Let's try to get to 75K next if y'all can. Trying to get some ops in here. I know it's a little bit slow, so if you guys can tap, share, engage in the comments, that kind of helps keep the account high out for ops to come in.
So my friend's my friend Adele's granddad, not the Adele, a different Adele.
I figured.
Her granddad used to work at the Mars factory in Slough. Mars is the other big like chocolate company here.
Gosh,
and at the Mars factory, they put all like the misshapen chocolate into bins around the edge of the factory, and anybody that works there can just go and like take them out of the bins to eat them. It's like sanitary, they're all clean and everything. It's not like it's not garbage. But apparently within 2 weeks of anybody working there, they no longer eat any of the chocolate, and they do it on purpose so that people don't like steal the chocolate and eat it. They give them as much free chocolate as they like, and apparently within 2 weeks they can no longer eat chocolate because they've stuffed themselves on it. Yeah, there's more than one Adele. I know 2 Adeles personally.
I'm looking for more caffeine, and I don't have any. I had an energy drink this morning, but I need more. I'm getting tired. I'm caffeine-less.
Would you like a can of Pepsi, Doug? I've got some cans of Pepsi if you want one.
Yeah, by the time it gets here. That wouldn't be enough caffeine for me. I need like 200 milligrams. The Pepsi gives me like a tenth of that, probably. Fuck. Maybe I just might order it from DoorDash, but it's crazy expensive just for an energy drink. Fuck it.
Well, then get more than one.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a bunch of things. Yeah, I just need more caffeine badly. Crashing, guys, crashing hard. Get a case. Well, generally, guys, what I do is I get because I like Celsius. I get the packets, the powder packets of Celsius instead. Significantly cheaper per consumption. It ends up being about $1 per packet, whereas you cannot get the cans for $1 per. Alright, so let's order DoorDash. Yeah, Celsius is good. I mean, would I drink it if it didn't have caffeine in it? No. Just as I would never drink coffee if it didn't have caffeine in it. Hey, Frosty, how you doing?
I'm chilling.
Nice, man. I just need to know your age, please, before we move forward to the conversation for TikTok US.
38.
Okay. What is on your mind?
Nothing. Just chilling.
Okay. What did you come up for?
I don't know. I guess talk about politics. I mean,
Okay. I am looking just for debates for like opposition. Did you happen to vote for Trump or disagree with the background or anything like that?
I voted for Trump, yeah.
Okay, cool. How do you believe? How do you think he is doing so far? Do you still support him? Or?
I mean, I support him. Do I think he's an idiot? And do I think, he's not doing everything ideally? I do think that. I do think I still would vote for him again, even though I don't agree with anybody 100%. So there's nobody I'm going to agree with wholeheartedly. Do I think, the whole Iran situation, I don't know enough to know. I mean, it sounds like to me another whole WMD kind of situation. Like,
I agree.
well, like, you just never know. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, he's obviously going this situation. The oil's going crazy up. Like, obviously it's a bad situation. But also it's like, could it have been a bad situation if we not gone in? It's like, you just never know. It's like the straw man argument. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
what do you think would have happened if we didn't go in, realistically?
no, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. Probably nothing. But you never, like, I don't know the intelligence. I'm just a freaking, civilian. What do I know about, the intelligence? Nobody knows that.
I agree. It's funny that you mentioned the intelligence, though, because actually his own intelligence said otherwise, that there was no evidence of.
I know, but someone can say but somebody can say that, and then somebody else can say, like, you know what I mean?
But that's all we can go off of. But that's I understand,
right.
but that's all we can go off of is our intelligence. If they say otherwise,
you're right. So there's more than one person that's an intelligence, right?
But they
collectively is there more than one person? No, I get it. Is there more than one person? So if one person says no and one person says yes, why do you choose to agree?
That's not how it worked. But that's not what happened, though.
That's not what happened.
No, that's not.
So everyone in the intelligence, like Peter Hegseth, he said that there's no need to be concerned. That's what he said as well. Is he part of intelligence?
What are you talking about?
You said so. You brought up some guy, that Kent guy. I'm assuming you brought up.
No, I'm bringing up the intelligence as a totality. As a totality, Pete Hegseth is not intelligent. He's not intelligence.
Everyone's saying that there's no harm.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So if there's no harm, like I said, I'm not agreeing with the war. I'm literally saying that I don't know enough to agree with it or not agree with it. But also the reason I didn't vote for Democrats because I just don't like their policies or ideas. I don't really vibe with them. I don't really.
What policies? Yeah, sure. What policies is it that you do not like?
I don't really. It's not even about the policy. It's more just like their interests in things that I'm not interested in. Like the whole border situation. Obviously, I'm sure you've heard of the border, blah 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 blah. Like I just didn't think that they did it in a way that brought sincerity. I feel like they just let people in. And I know you're going to say, well, show me the policy. And I can't show you the policy. All I can tell you is that.
So how did they do it, Frosty?
Ma'am. So all I can tell you is that if you ask a normal person, any civilian, any voter, hey, what party do you think takes the border situation more seriously? Who do you think will bring less people to this country? 90, even Democrats will say 98% will probably say Republican. That's
Who's
all.
the Frosty? Who's the president in the last, let's say, 50 years who has been the most friendly to migrants, do you think?
I really don't care about 50 years. I'm talking about the present. I don't talk about the past.
Well, you were talking about you were just talking about why you voted.
Yeah, the
For
present,
Trump.
like the
That's the
recent
past.
present.
No, that's the past, Frosty.
Okay, so I don't know what to tell you. I'm talking about the relative present.
Anyway,
Man, I'm not talking about 50 years ago.
Well, I'm going to. So,
Perfect.
sir,
I wasn't born then.
sir, shushies.
Okay.
So the one president in the last 50 years who has actually advocated on behalf of migrants having a pathway to citizenship was Ronald fucking Reagan.
Amazing. Okay. I don't know what to tell you. Good for him. I mean, okay, now what? You got
And
me?
was
Bazinga?
was no,
Bazinga? Was that a
nobody's
bazinga?
saying. Why are you so delicate?
What are you bringing this up for? What's the point? I don't get it.
Why am I
Point is,
getting?
he's a Republican, Frosty.
Okay.
Why am I
good for
Why
you.
am I get totally off topic? Why am I getting a $20 discount on DoorDash? What's that about, guys? The total. Okay,
Maybe they're
I know,
trying
totally
to.
off top. Totally off topic. My subtotal came out to $35.52, and then there's a discount of $20. What the?
Oh,
I mean,
maybe
I
because they knew
shouldn't.
you were talking to Frosty.
It's probably a Jew discount. They know I'm Jewish. I think that's
Oh,
it.
shit.
Yeah, it's a Jew discount. Anyways,
Well, good for you.
back to what I was saying. I'm
Maybe,
sorry,
Can I
guys.
just say?
maybe it's your
75,000
Passover.
likes, new guest, guys. 75,000 likes,
Maybe
new
it's your
guest.
Passover gift.
Can I just say? It's a bit. Can I just say it's a bit late? Can I just say thank you to Doug, who sent me £1.45 to my PP. No message.
No, I don't do messages. Guys, we're looking for opposition. If you disagree with the background, you voted for Trump. Hit the request button, please.
I
All
have
right,
to
so
say, you're
where are
not
we
doing
at?
as good as Ethan. He sent me £14 yesterday, so I just letting you know.
Mhm.
Conversation are we
I can
having
keep
right
it.
now? Like, what's the topic? I'm assuming it's immigration.
No, even just like
Yeah.
in general, like I mean, for me, it's just like I said, I'm not agreeing with even like you look at the states, right? You look at what states of majority of people moving out of, they're all blue states. The top 5 states of people moving out of because they can't afford it or whatever, they're due to policies or cost of living or whatever it may be. All of them are blue states, and they're going to those people are moving to red states. So it's like even just like you can even just see from the vibe the shift of how people are living, how people are moving. They're moving to red states because they can't afford the blue states. Like New York, New Jersey, California, mass outflux of people. I mean, that's being recorded everywhere. You know what I mean? Like New Jersey, I think is like the most exported people leaving. It's like the unhappiest state. It's like California, same thing. I mean, these are states that live on the coast. They should be, if anything, people should be moving in them. You know?
J-Ro, thank you for the.
Oh, I can't hear you, host.
Oh, shit, sorry. I just got to read a Venmo out loud real quick and we'll get back to it. J-Ro, thank you for the 3 on the blue out with the V. WJ-Ro in the comments, that's JRO. Says, if the border is such an issue for you, then what negative outcomes do migrants cause that warrant such a negative response from you? I think that's a good question.
It's not a negative response. So
yeah, so like, why is it seen as a bad thing that more immigrants are let in?
Every country has borders because every country has borders. Canada has borders. Canada is one of the hardest countries to get a citizenship in. You need to like not have a DUI. You need to have money in the bank. So it's like you can say the same thing about Canada. Why are they so against it? You know
but we're
what I
not
mean?
talking about Canada. But I'm asking you. I'm asking
They're a
you.
very liberal state. So,
But
why are they?
They're not a state. They're not a state. They're not a state. They're a country.
Oh, country. You know what I mean.
Okay.
You know what I mean.
Okay. But secondly, though, why is it? Do you view it as a good thing if there's lower a number of migrants
I
coming
don't
in
know. Why
versus
does
more?
Canada view it?
I'm asking you. I'm asking
I don't know.
you.
I'm just asking, like, why is it that all other
But
countries
Frosty, if you
view
don't
it
have a good explanation,
I have an
then,
answer.
Then what? Okay, I would like to hear your answer.
Okay. So, because to me, I'm a very philosophical person. So then, if you're saying what's the harm of letting people in, then when does it become where we stop letting people in? Should we let like 3 million, 5 million a year, 10 million,
That's
15
not an
million,
answer,
20
Frosty.
million? No, that is an
Frosty.
answer, ma'am.
Yeah,
That is
it's
an answer.
not an answer.
No, that is an
It's
answer
not.
though.
What
It's
you just
not.
did, Frosty, was you just answered a question with a question.
No, but what is the answer to that question?
I can give a quantifiable answer to that if you want.
Sure. How many
We can
people should we let in?
In our current means of production, we could support 150 million more people.
Okay, so we should let 150 million people in.
That's not what he's saying. He's
I'm
saying we
asking.
can let that.
Okay, so
So until we actually start seeing issues with like food accessibility and other stuff, I'm completely fine with that. The
with
number
150 million.
at least with current methods of production. However, if more people come in, our ability to produce goes up. Right,
Got it.
Frosty?
So then we
I
should
got-
let a billion people in.
I got one more Venmo to read. I'm sorry, guys. J-Ro, thank you again. Thank you for the $3 on the Blue Up with the BW. J-Ro in the comments says, you are making it seem like that an influx of immigrants coming through the border is a huge issue. However, we know that migrants are a net benefit to us.
Oh, so then every country should let. Then why does it? So if
We're
it's a
not
net
talking
benefit,
about other countries.
So why?
We're not talking.
Why are these
We're
countries
not
so
talking.
stupid?
We're
Frosty.
not talking about
Why are
other
these countries
countries.
so dumb? Why are these
Frosty.
other countries so dumb? Don't they know that?
Frosty, there's
screaming.
other.
Why are these?
Jesus Christ, dude.
Just
I can hear-
relax. Relax.
Frosty, it depends on the country. However, many
Oh.
countries. Hold on.
Yes, it does.
Stop talking for a second. I'm trying to inform you of something.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome if you'd shut the fuck up. Anyways, numerous countries are going to have different issues. For example, Canada has a lot of space. However, much of its land is not sustainable because of how far north it is, which means logistically it makes it more difficult in order to do certain things. However, they do accept it.
People wet and under Biden's term. You know what the mass?
Hunter.
Huh?
Did you say Hunter Biden?
No, he said, "Do you know where the mass migrants of people were going?" And I said, "His mom's house."
Okay.
I thought I heard Hunter Biden. But
That was a
never
really
mind.
good one, actually.
Well,
That was a really good
Can
bazinga.
I
Corey.
can I just say something?
Am I not able to respond to Corey?
No. Frosty said that people were leaving New Jersey because it was an unhappy state. I just looked up the top 10 happiest states in the US, and New Jersey is number 4. California is number 7. So it doesn't sound like people are unhappy.
You look
It
up
just-
where?
It
Did you look
doesn't.
up?
Hang on. That doesn't dictate the happiness of the people.
So they're so
in
happy
the
they're
state.
leaving? They're so
It's-
happy they're leaving?
Corey, stop screaming.
Wait, they're so happy they're leaving.
Corey.
First of all, hurtful.
Frosty. I'm Frosty. They're so happy they're
Sorry,
leaving.
not Corey, Frosty.
They're so happy they're leaving. Is that what you're saying?
Frosty, the people that live in those states.
Once again.
No. Again, you're not answering a question. You are
Neither are
answering a question with
Neither are
a
you.
question.
Neither are
You're
you.
very emotional. Can I
Okay.
suggest that you just take a few deep
So the
breaths?
top 5 states that people moving out of are all blue states, but they're happy. Is that what you're saying?
Well, hang on.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Hang on.
Hold on.
Right.
People have higher satisfaction levels in various states. However, also there are people leaving these states for various issues, including where their jobs are making them go to, because a number of a number of workplaces are forcing people to go back into the office, which means they need to relocate. But beyond that, yes, cost of living is cited as a reason, because obviously in states with more people, the cost of living tends to go up, which is why Florida
Should be obvious.
has
Should be obvious.
cost of living.
Yeah, that should be somewhat obvious. I would like to think that they tend to be the most expensive states. Hold on, J-Ro, thank you again for the 3 on the Blue Up with the V. WJ-Ro in the comments. Again, guys, Palings is in bio if you want to show support. It says, I think the real reason you voted for Trump is because you're a bigot. Obviously,
I knew that was coming. Yes, I am a racist. Awesome. Yes, perfect. Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got that out of the way. Now that we got that out of the way, yes.
Obviously, his policies are extremely moronic. What is your outrage on his family benefiting monetarily from the presidency?
Yes, I am a bigot.
Thank you, J-Ro.
Perfect. We got that out of the way. So we got that clear. Awesome. Perfect. We put that on the table. It's on the table. I'm a bigot. Okay, so let's go forward. In 5 minutes, probably we'll add xenophobic, homophobic, stereophobic, xenophobic, we put racist, sexist, sexist.
I don't need you to go down the list of your flaws, right?
I just want to make sure that we put it. But let's put it on the table now, so we don't have to bring it up later.
So
Let's put it on
what
the
are
table
your
now, so we don't bring it up later.
what do you have outrage of his family benefiting monetarily from the
Yes.
presidency?
No, yeah, you're right. No other family benefited. Nancy Pelosi, her family doesn't benefit.
Nancy Pelosi is not president. Nancy Pelosi is not president.
Biden,
Nancy
Hunter
Pelosi is not
Biden didn't
president.
benefit.
Nancy
Biden
Pelosi
didn't
is not
benefit.
president.
Biden
Nancy
didn't
Pelosi.
benefit.
Biden's net worth went up. Biden,
Hunter
Joe,
Biden didn't benefit.
Joe Biden's net worth went up by $3 billion.
10% to the big guy. 10% to the big guy.
You know, get the fuck out of it. No, I just fuck him. I just didn't want to talk to him anymore. Sorry. Sorry, guys. I know he was the only person up here. Fuck that guy.
He's saying 10% to the big guy. Okay, Donald Trump, the majority of Donald Trump's net worth was made over the past year and a month. Like, are we like corruption's bad from and it happens on both sides. Sure, can we acknowledge that Donald Trump is the most corrupt?
Yeah, I don't think anybody denies that people in politics, unfortunately, benefit monetarily from the positions that they're in, and their family members can too. The issue is that, I don't know anybody on the left that didn't think it was an issue that Hunter Biden benefited from. I can't think of the term. What's the term where you benefit from your family? Yeah, nepotism. Yeah. No shit, he benefited from that, and that's not a good thing. Like, no duh, that's not a good thing. That also doesn't take away from the billions of dollars that Trump and his family has made through highly unethical means throughout the presidency.
There's Democrats who put forward legislation to try and prevent the ability for people in political positions to enrich themselves from it. Mm-hmm. It was voted down by Republicans, with one Republican literally saying, nobody goes into politics not to get rich.
That's ridiculous.
So, like, are you fine?
I want to point out as well, I just looked up US states by the percentage of people going to another state. And one of the highest is West Virginia. Like, people don't only move because they're unhappy. They move because of cost of living. They move because of access to jobs. Like, there's a whole ton of reasons why people move. It's not, and as I said, California and New Jersey both have among the they're in the top 10 happiest states in the US.
Oh, we got a guest coming up. Hey, bro, hello. Hey, bro, hello. Was that a frog? Did you guys just hear a ribbit? A frog? Anyways, hey, bro, I don't think you meant to request. Okay. Hey, guys, we are looking for opposition. If you guys heard that, good. We are looking for opposition. If you voted for Trump, just be background, hit the request button at the bottom. Aaron, you're not coming up. I see you in a request box. Go F yourself. And I truly mean that.
I also heard a ribbit. Aaron, he hates you because you're annoying, but he doesn't hate you based on a characteristic. He hates you because you're annoying.
Annoying is an understatement, Erica. Like, that's a huge understatement.
It's based on your personality. Like, he's assessed you as an individual and decided he hates you. What he hasn't done is said, oh, you're a member of the LGBTQIA+, so I hate you. Or you're a person of colour, so do you see what I mean? I'm sure you get the picture.
He knows that he's one of the most obnoxious human beings that's desperate for attention.
I can scare him away with just one word. Soap.
Oh.
All right, let's make up this next guest. This soap. I mean, he does look like he's never showered in his entire life.
Geez.
Raymond, what's up?
Speaking of
what's up? You know, you did forget one little thing, and I did vote for Trump, and I'm Michigan 60, but you did forget one little thing when you were talking about corruption and everything.
Okay.
Let me just think about this. Who's the only president to pardon his brothers?
Joe Biden. Joe Biden.
All right. So that's fine.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
That's bad.
We'll see
that's bad.
I
think it's bad that presidents have the ability to pardon people, especially family members. I think that's bad.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't know if the Trump boys did anything illegal. What they're doing with their bitcoins, they're allowed to build hotels in other countries. I mean, they should not stop their business. And yeah, they getting rewarded. Probably these countries will take them in, maybe some better deals because their dad's president. I'm sure. Okay, but they
Yeah,
have a business to run.
you're right. Technically, it's not illegal since there's almost no laws surrounding crypto. But I don't think that really takes away from the unethical standpoint of like
Oh
the
yeah, I mean,
the pump and dumps and the things
but
like
we
that
don't
that's
know
being done with
exactly
it.
what they're doing, so it's hard to judge.
I mean, we
Well,
do in certain cases, including Donald Jr. meeting with the Russian government to discuss financial transactions in aid in order for them to help Trump win the 2016 election. You know, that thing that definitely happened, and we literally have the receipts for it.
Hey, did you real?
No,
Oh yeah.
don't
So like I said, so it's only the Republicans meeting with the Russians to figure out how to lose the election. It's only the Republicans
Yes,
who are
it
making
was
everything
only the
bad in the
Republicans.
country.
It
The
was
Democrats
only-
Oh
no.
no.
It was only the Republicans who met with the Russian government in order to get the Russian government to help them win the election. There's a reason people went to jail for this. They were all Republicans.
Yeah, but who bought that dossier to begin with?
Steele dossier?
Yeah.
The nothing burger of the Steele dossier?
But
Nice.
who
try.
originally bought it? Who originally bought it?
well,
That would have been.
the original people to do the Steele dossier, or to pay for it originally, was a Republican think tank trying to get Oppo research on Donald Trump.
Yeah, it really, and it doesn't matter. Thought it was funny. You're bitching about his kids and everything, and and all this, but Biden pardoned 6 family members. I mean, and obviously we don't know what they did.
Hold on. So Biden, are you talking? So we do know what they did if they were convicted of a crime.
We're talking about Biden's family members.
If he issued blanket pardons to protect people from Donald Trump after Donald Trump explicitly threatened to go after his political rivals and throw them in jail on the basis of being their political rivals, like you can call an issue with that. I can't have an issue with a president wanting to arrest his political rivals because that's a fucking hallmark of fascism.
Hey, did you
hold on? I got to read a Venmo. I'm sorry.
realize
Did you hold on, Raymond Randall? I'm sorry, J Ro. Thank you for the 3 on the blue app with the V. Thank you so much again. J Ro says Trump voters never stop talking about the quote unquote Biden crime family. It's just funny how MAGA suddenly doesn't hold the same energy for Trump's crime family. I agree. There's a double standard. Thank you again, J Ro.
You know the difference between the Biden administration and the Trump administration? Biden's son got investigated, charged, and convicted. Trump's son, despite working to overturn a U.S. election and work to have our elections subverted by the Russian government, faced no accountability while his father was in office.
Yeah. I have a little theory on that whole Hunter Biden thing. Let me tell you something. Biden was the president. They wanted his son to get convicted of a small little charge, a nothing charge, maybe 3 months in jail, big deal. Guess why? Because when Donald Trump was found guilty of 34 felonies or this or that, he can serve time too because no one's above the law. Because he knew he was going to pardon his son anyway, so it didn't even matter.
Corey, I don't know how you got a violation, but yeah.
So I believe that was all a little political. I mean, he wouldn't have. Let me tell you something. He wouldn't have been. Let me ask you guys a question. Let's just go through it. Forget the 2 impeachments. January 6th case, the document case, his business fraud case, the E. Jean Carroll case, 34 felonies case, and the election fraud case in Georgia. Now, those are 180 indictments against this man. So you don't think there was any political, a little bit on the other side against him?
I actually believe, I agree. Of course, there was a political aspect to it. Of course, if he wasn't president, some of the things he got indicted for probably wouldn't have happened. But that doesn't take away from the fact that if you do something illegal, it's still illegal, though, right? Like the document thing, it's illegal no matter what. January 6th is still a shitty thing.
I think, Raymond, you asked us a question and we're both going to answer it, okay, before you keep
Go ahead. You don't have to be rude. I'm letting you talk.
No, anyway. I think that what they were trying to do was make an example of Donald Trump so that nobody who entered the presidency again would ever try and do the shit that Donald Trump did, right? Because I'm like personally, and people ask me all the time, why do I talk about US politics? I talk about US politics for many reasons. One of them now being the fact that that Donald Trump had in his bathroom top secret plans for my country's nuclear defense. Like, if Boris Johnson had been found to have your country's nuclear secrets in his bathroom after he had been the prime minister, when he was no longer in office, would you be okay with that, Raymond?
Honey, I get he had some documents around. I don't think it was a good idea either. But what I think was, I mean, it's not great. I'm not defending him for every little thing. But what I do think what happened in all this mess was when you go after someone that hard, and let me tell you something, you got to give him a little bit of credit, right? Did he sit through each trial what he had to? Did he sit through the Eugene Carroll trial because he had to? No, I don't think he had to on that one. I'm sorry. But the 34 documents, he sat there every day. His business fraud case, he sat there every day. He was found guilty. He was charged. He got his whatever sentence they gave him. He took it like a man. Okay? But I think the American people saw that maybe you're just going after every single little thing. That's one of the reasons I think
he did not take it like a man. He bitched and whined and moaned at every possible opportunity. And Raymond,
well, then that's not taking it like a man.
Yeah, don't call me honey cupcake, okay? I'm not your honey. You couldn't get near me with someone else's, so please don't.
Hey, keep tapping, guys. We can get to a new guest at 75,000 likes, but we have to have an opposition in the box. You guys know the rules. So keep tapping, Sharon.
I don't love Donald. I don't even know if I love this war, but I do know why it was necessary, okay? But here's what Donald Trump, that you guys don't think about. Think about 2020 when I thought he was done, right? He got kicked off all his social media. He couldn't even communicate. The news wasn't going to put him on any air. So what did he do? What did he do? That was brilliant.
All right, Erica, I gotta grab the energy drinks. They're about to get delivered, so if you just want to take over for a couple minutes, please,
no
Erica.
worries. I don't know
You know what he did that was brilliant, Eric? Can I just finish what I was going to say?
No, I said
what was brilliant. He opened True Social. Of course, it doesn't make any money. It's a loser project, but guess what? It got him to communicate with his base, which led into the 24 election. Pretty smart, if you ask me, because Twitter, everybody banned him, right?
Yeah, but why? Why, Raymond? Why did they?
Why? Because because of the January 6th thing that's now turning to be that no one even cares about. So
no, Raymond. People absolutely, you not caring about something, Raymond, doesn't mean that nobody cares about that thing. Okay?
Yes. People did care, yes.
You not, and the fact, Raymond, that people don't care that someone tried to subvert a US election and completely deny the votes of 81 million people, Raymond.
I know, but think about
Raymond.
But 78 million people didn't agree, and they voted for him.
I'm talking. The fact that you don't care that he tried to subvert a US election and completely deny the votes of 81 million people, if he'd have been successful in that, Raymond, that means any future election, they could do that to you, and you shouldn't care about it if it's done to you. You should not care, okay? Because you were happy for it to be done to other people.
And actually, if just to tell the chat this so they know, if you look at real clear politics, they're very good with they have everybody, all the pollsters, they have the one that's 31, the one that's 32. Right now, Donald Trump is running 41% favorability, 50 whatever percent negative. So it's way down. But when 31 is not really an accurate number, because you have to look at all 30 of them, and you got to really just kind of combine them, and then you get the average. Okay, you can't just take the lowest one, because I could just take the highest one.
I know, I agree. You're right. His average, depending on the aggregate polling use, is about 40.
You see CNN's poll, 100% of MAGA, 100%.
Raymond, Raymond, of
Yes.
course MAGA supports Trump. That's
But
like
that's
that's
only
like
30 million people.
but Raymond, that's like saying 100% of Bulls fans like the Bulls.
What?
Like
What?
no shit.
100% of 10% of the country, of less than 10% of the country, is still not that
You know what?
many percentage points.
But I also
And you know,
think
guys,
Raymond,
what
stop.
what?
What you're telling me is that MAGA is not holding him accountable for any of the things that he sold them during the election and has failed to do. Doug and I remember, I think it was like the Saturday before the election. And I cannot tell you, we were on for ages. We were on for about 10 hours. And I cannot tell you the number of people who said they were voting for Trump because no new wars and he was the president of peace. And what that shows me is those people are not holding him accountable for his broken promises, whereas Democrats are holding Democrats accountable for their broken promises.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question, this, Erga, and that's gonna be hard to ask you this because you didn't vote in America. But Corey and Doug. So my question would be, we want to get mad at Donald Trump won the election. He did some of his campaign promises he's backing out of. But when do you hold your Democratic regime responsible for the 107 days not being truthful with the American public? And then, frankly, we read Kamala's book and look at the issues.
What? Raymond, 107 days of what? What does that even mean?
Just the 107 days that Kamala had to beat Donald Trump. Okay, why don't you hold your own party that was a dumb way to go because you lost the election because of that?
So first of all,
well, no, I think they would have lost regardless. Personally,
I hold Biden accountable for failing to uphold what he hinted he would do, and not run for re-election. I do hold Biden accountable for that. I'm able to hold my own people accountable. Why can't you hold Trump accountable for the insurrection? Why don't you care about the J6 insurrection?
Yeah, I mean, obviously people went to the Capitol. He did say peacefully. People got out of control.
Did he first mention peacefully? Did he first mention peacefully before or after Ashley Babbitt was pew-pewed by fucking Capitol Police for storming the Capitol with the attempt to harm people?
Yeah, but it was an ugly day. I don't like the day. I'm not for
Why were
that
those
when
people
that happened there.
They got to hold Donald Trump accountable, riling his people up, telling them to fight like hell,
we do hold him accountable. A lot of those guys spent 4 years in jail, okay, before they got pardoned. A lot of those guys were sitting in jail still, haven't even been tried yet. So
hold on, Sam, are you opposition? Samberger? Okay, guess not. Guys, we're looking for opposition. You voted for Trump. Hit the request button, please.
The real thing I wanted to ask you guys about this war, about the war, do you think, I mean, obviously there is evidence and there's proof, even Joe Kent said it in his exiting interviews last week, that they target us 150 times worldwide. Iran target our U.S. soldiers around the globe. They killed 3 Marines 3 months ago. They killed 46 Americans October 7th. So why do you think you think Trump explained that they're getting aggressive and they had to be taken down a notch?
Name the last time Iran attacked U.S. forces without it being provoked by
3 months ago. 3 months ago, 3 Marines in Syria.
What was the attack 3 months ago? Because that was in retaliation to our own strike.
Buddy, they killed 3 Marines 3 months ago. Okay, I don't know what to tell you.
Unalive 3 Marines.
Yes, they did.
What's
that
the name?
Was Hezbollah. Hezbollah, which is Iran.
Not the Iranian government.
Yes, they're a proxy for them. They're supported by them. It's Iran.
So I'm curious. Wait. So hold on. Let me see if you hold a consistent stand.
46 Americans October 7th.
Did the United States commit a genocide in Gaza?
Well, let me tell you something.
It's a yes. It's a yes.
Yeah, I'll answer the question then.
Obviously, Israel has done some things that maybe aren't perfect, but do we?
That's a very nice way of saying it.
Well,
guys, the Nazis did some things that weren't perfect. Let's just.
Well, if you look at our Secretary of State,
Raymond,
he said 2 weeks ago. Go ahead.
Question is, did the United States commit a genocide in Gaza?
I don't know. Did we? I don't think we did.
Cool, but Israel's our proxy. Are we guilty of every single thing that Israel does?
Well, I guess you can tie that point together.
But I mean, by the definition of genocide, that has been occurring.
So let me ask you a question: Why is Iran now? Okay, you can bomb our American bases. I don't mind. You want to in Beirut or something? You want to boom boom an American base right now because we're attacking. But why is Iran hitting hotels where civilians are in the UAE? Isn't that war crimes?
They're not targeting the hotels, though, are they,
Of
Raymond?
course they are. Of
No,
course they
they're
are.
not. They're not.
Oh
Raymond,
no.
Raymond, I know so many people that live in Dubai and Qatar and Oman and all over the Middle East. They
So what
are
happened? The missile went awry.
stop. They are not targeting hotels. They are
And how the hotel
targeting.
get hit?
How did the school get hit, Raymond?
That's why they're a dangerous country because
How
they're
did
hitting
the
their
school?
allies too.
How did the school get hit, Raymond?
Well, obviously, there's two things that either happened. Either we did it on purpose or we had the old intel, because
Right,
it wasn't updated.
right.
Well,
So,
we had
Shouldn't they
let me ask you a
check,
question,
verify
Mary.
that first?
Well, let me ask you
so
a question.
no,
We have CIA on the ground.
no. You keep asking questions, and yet you're failing to answer
Yeah,
anybody else's questions.
you said about
First
the
of all,
school.
no. First of all, the US double tapped that school with tomahawks. The US is one of like a few countries in the world that have tomahawks, and all of the rest of them are not involved in this whatsoever. But they are not targeting hotels. They are targeting US military.
Oh, that we're staying in the hotel? Is that what we're going with?
No, they
No,
were
that
targeting
wasn't what
U.S.
I was
military
going with.
forces in the UAE.
That's
They weren't
fine.
staying in the hotel. But again, why did Iran even strike these places? Was it because the United States attacked them for no reason? Yes.
Well,
I'm answering
at some
the question
point,
now because you're not.
I get we're not a perfect United States of America, but at some point we might want to side with America over the regime that lets children marry at 9, hurts trans people, hurts gay people,
Dude,
kills their own
you mean
people.
like wait, so hold on. Our regime literally does that right
Okay,
now.
yeah, we do
Child
it to
Mary,
that extent.
but you voted for a president that raped young kids, so that's okay.
Okay, that is a lie. That's a lie.
Well,
child
it's
marriage.
not a lie. It's not a lie. I don't
Where's
think you
there
know.
proof that
Well,
Where's there
Raymond.
proof that he's a pedo?
Well, why aren't the Epstein files being investigated when he's mentioned in there?
Let me tell you something.
No, Raymond. He is mentioned in there and accused many times of doing heinous things to kids. You don't give a fuck.
Absolutely. Remember when Pam Bondi said we're stopping all investigations, right? When she took over? That meant the last 4 years they've been investigating. The DOJ has been investigating over the last 4 years. Yes, under Biden too. They found nothing. That's why they didn't bring anything up. It's nothing about the sealed documents.
Raymond, that is false. Okay. When you prosecute people, it's this, they do it the same way as they do it in like a mafia trial, right? Where they're gonna go for the people at the top first. They always do that, and whether you're aware of it or not, Ghislaine Maxwell exhausted her last appeal in September 2024. So,
Hey, Doug, can I ask you an honest question?
She's talking to you.
Can you please use your asthma pump or whatever it is that stops you
I
doing
get what
that?
you're saying. It was under appeal and everything. But listen, we just agreed that they went after him 180 indictments, right? If over the last 4 years, yes, they didn't have to. If they knew he was in a picture or file, you don't think that shit would have been released or he would have been indicted? They were going after him hard. Did you hear CBS? The interview with Billy Bush? They had a team of 75 people on the CBS staff trying to bring up dirt on Donald Trump during the 2016 election. I mean, this is the extent people went after to get this guy.
Hey, Raymond, let's say it came out during Biden's administration that Trump did, in fact, do that they said Trump raped young kids. You wouldn't believe Raymond. You know just as much as me that you wouldn't have believed them, at all.
Yeah, you know what I would believe? If I see a picture like I saw of Clinton with a young woman sitting on his lap, we don't know the picture, how young she is. That would piss me off with Trump. But we don't see those. We see a picture with Hawaiian Tropic girls. We don't see pictures of him sitting with someone else other than his daughter or his wife on his lap, a young child. So that's
Other
where
than
we
his
need to see a
daughter being on
picture.
his lap, because that's normal. Guys, we're looking for
A
opposition.
daughter
If you
never
vote for
sits
Trump,
on their
it's
daddy's lap. Get a
Wait,
life.
the daughter. He said he'd marry if she wasn't his daughter. But
Yeah,
beyond
you know
this,
what?
Raymond, let's be clear, Raymond. Did you vote for Trump in 2016?
I vote him all 3 times, actually.
Got it. So again, you never cared that he was a disgusting criminal, because when Donald Trump openly bragged about grabbing young women by the area, right? You still voted for him. So like we can easily say that you don't care what he would have done with minors.
Corey, have
don't
you
care what- hold on.
denounced
Raymond,
Clinton
Raymond,
yet?
stop
Since
talking.
you've been on this
Yes.
live for a month now,
Yes.
have
yes,
you denounced Clinton?
Yes, Bill Clinton's a piece of shit. Arrest his ass.
okay, good.
Clinton's not the
Getting
president,
back-
though. Anyways,
Anyways,
go ahead.
clear about this.
He liked young women. Let's put it this way: he liked young.
Yeah, and that's wrong.
Anywho, the fact of the matter is that you are proven that you don't care, and there is no line that Donald Trump. There is no line that Donald Trump could cross that you would be then saying, "Oh, well, this is too far for me."
I'm kind of annoyed. We were
you're
going.
open about it. At least you're open about it.
Economy was going pretty good. Like I said, the war thing I could have went either way because obviously we could have done selective strikes on them, but now we're going to take out all their infrastructure, all their bombing capability. So we're going to set them back 15 now. Okay.
Okay. Hold on. American, are you opposition?
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, Raymond, fuck off. You got paid to cake anyways. Tammy, thank you for the 20 for to pay to cake for Raymond. Let me just pull up the comment here of what you said. Give me 1 minute. And American, I'll get to 1 minute. Just hang tight for a second. Guys, Tammy. Give me 1 second. It says Raymond is a disingenuous PRICK and shouldn't be allowed to spew misinformation. Thank you so much, Tammy. We appreciate you. Hey, guys, if you're joined live, click the red follow button on top left. Follow Corey and Erica. Show them a little bit of support by gifting them if you can. It would be appreciated, but not needed. Pay links from my bio. Same idea. It's appreciated help, but it's not needed. American, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for asking. I just need to know your age, please, just before we move forward. I'd appreciate that.
50.
50, you said?
Yes.
Okay, great. Yeah, so what's up?
Nothing. I'm just reading your prompt. Manga, why do you hate? I guess we can choose the following.
Yeah, I mean, those are just like kind of like talking points, just to kind of like get a conversation going. I mean, you could talk about one of those specific things if you want, but you can talk to the general prompt either way.
I disagree. I don't think we hate any of those
Thank you, Tim.
things that you mentioned.
Okay. Like which one specifically do you very much disagree with, and we can, I guess, go from there.
I will have to say the women.
Okay. All right. Well, fair enough. Listen, I don't want to get into a whole abortion argument because this is kind of what I'm referring to. I don't know how to ask this without getting into a whole abortion argument. I don't know if Erica, if you have an idea of how to go about this.
I guess I can start off and say, like, how does MAGA hate women? How?
I think voting against the rights to choose or supporting the rights not to choose, I think inherently is harmful towards women.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've also seen various people. Pete Hegseth, for example, doesn't think that women should be in the military. We've also seen various pundits on the right saying that women should no longer be able to vote. We've seen people saying that women voting is the reason that Democrats win, and so they should not be allowed to vote. So there's actually a whole raft of reasons why we could say that MAGA dislikes women.
You can talk about how Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth just denied the promotions for several women because Trump didn't want to be near women of color. You know, that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, we could talk about how the SAVE Act disenfranchises many women from voting. We could talk about how the overturning of Roe v. Wade by Supreme Court justices who said it was settled law. the overturning of Roe v. Wade has not only caused maternal mortality rates to go up, but it has also caused obstetrics and gynecology deserts across much of the United States, where women can no longer get care by a certified gynecologist or obstetrician.
Or a woman's corpse being used to carry a fetus to term.
Yeah. 1 second, and then you can go ahead, American. Tino, thank you for the 5 on the blue up with the V. W Tino in the comments, that's Tino, says, Happy Saturday, Doug and friends. Thank you. MAGA wants pics and videos, not for proof of guilt or innocence, but for ... other reasons. Tino, thank you.
Can I just
Appreciate
point
it.
out one more thing? The number of people linked to Trump or in the Trump administration who have been directly accused of essaying or being violent towards women.
And the only cabinet members being fired being women so
So
far.
I have to disagree. I think that what MAGA is trying to do is protect women. When it comes
From
to,
who? From who?
We
I
all know
think
yes, it is.
I think MAGA is trying to protect women from the trans ideology. I also think that MAGA is
We're,
trying to protect.
Well,
we're fine. We
well,
don't
let's.
need protecting from the
What do you
trans
mean by
ideology.
that? Because I believe that say, for example, the issue that people on the right have with trans women using the women's restroom actually harms cis women as well. There's been numerous women that have been accused of being trans. They have been harmed in the process of that. So even cis women are harmed by these trans issues.
So it's not just the
Anti-trans women is
restroom
anti-women,
issue. We
so it
also
is
have to talk
anti-women.
about.
What's that, American?
It's not just the restroom issue. I also
Okay.
think it has to do with athletics.
Okay. How so?
I think
Yes. How are they being
what
harmed?
happens here is that we have a party which is on the left that seems to facilitate that men can become women,
No,
and
that's wrong.
Incorrect.
You're fundamentally wrong in your understanding of this. And I just want to say, whatever you're going to say about trans women who are in fact women, so they can't be
they are
changing to a
not
woman,
women.
that they can't be changing to a woman because they are already a woman. Okay, because you don't understand the difference between female and woman. But I also want to point out to you, you don't
I
give a
do
fuck.
understand.
You don't give a fuck about the 13 women a day in the US who are unalived by cis straight men. You don't care about those people. You only care about them if they can be a political talking point for you.
So the reason I bring up this topic is because I think it's fundamentally why we have such a break with the left and the right when it comes to culture issues. The fact that you and I are debating what a woman is very problematic. So let me ask you a question. What is the difference between a female and a woman?
One is a gender and the other one is a biological sex.
Okay, so when you say women is a gender, what does that mean?
It means it's a social construct that we have decided upon, where typically females, but not always, adhere to certain adhere to certain roles within our society.
Okay, so just give me the definition of a woman. Please give that to me.
Which one would you like? Because there are
I,
multiple
I want the
definitions.
definition of a woman.
You
What
can't,
is your
right?
definition?
Okay, you can't have a definition of a woman because there are multiple definitions of the
Would it
word
be
woman.
fair to say that a woman?
Just as there are multiple definitions of most words.
So is it reasonable to say that a woman is an adult human female?
We can run off
Hang on.
that. Sorry, go ahead.
I just need him to sorry, Doug. Go
No,
on.
you're good. No, you're good. You're good.
I just need you. Can you just clarify to me what's an adult?
An adult was someone who has fully developed in the stages of life. Of course, we have someone who is either an embryo, then goes through the different phases of life, becomes a child, a newborn, that then becomes a teenager, and then eventually becomes an adult.
But
Okay,
what?
so you're telling me that men are not adults until they're 25, correct?
No, that's not what I
But
said.
that's when men are fully developed. That's when their
Well,
frontal cortex is fully developed.
so, but my question to you was, what is the definition of a
No,
woman?
no, I understand, but you gave a definition, and I'm asking you to clarify that definition by clarifying for me what an adult is.
And I just told you.
But then
But
you haven't told me anything. You said once somebody's fully developed. So then it differs from individual to individual, correct?
Maybe, but when we're talking about when it comes to males and females, I think we can agree that there is a threshold when we consider humans to be an adult.
Which is what?
I think when you're fully developed when it comes to your sexual reproduction,
Oh,
when it
so
comes to,
well, once
I'm
you're
not
fully
done.
developed in terms of your
I'm not
sexual
done.
reproduction, so women are
I'm not
adults
done.
women are adults at 13, correct?
Sometimes
You
8.
keep interrupting me.
So women are adults when they're children, correct?
so what part did she interrupt that would have changed what she said?
So, okay, I think we're getting lost in the woods here.
No,
Okay,
no.
so what I'm trying to understand from this individual, this lady, I think she's a lady. So, what is a woman?
No, I'm actually a woman. I'm not a lady. I'm a woman.
Okay, so what is a woman?
You gave me a definition. I'm still examining your definition. I know you want to pivot away because you've realized you've
I'm not
fucked up.
pivoting. I just want you to answer the question.
Because I want you to tell me what an adult is. I'm still waiting for a sensible
I
answer
told
on
you
an
what
adult.
that was.
You said somebody is an adult once they are sexually mature, which means I was an
That's
adult.
not what I said.
Which
Only I
means
said
that
when they're
Sexually
fully
developed.
developed.
Sexually developed,
When they're
same thing,
fully
though.
developed, and it includes sexually.
which means
But that
I was an
changes
adult.
person to person.
I was an adult at 9. Well done.
That changes person to person.
How are you an adult at 9?
Because that's when I started my periods, sir. And that's when I could potentially have a baby, which is what indicates full sexual development.
Yes. And plus, it changes person to person. So some it could be 9, it could be 10, 13, whatever. So that means a woman depends, it totally depends upon that. What we're trying to say is that it's not objective. It's very, very subjective as to even what a woman or what an adult is. I think that's the point that's trying to be
And yeah,
So
and you
what
can
is the
across.
legal age to be an adult?
But that's the thing. But right, in which country, and also legality doesn't define what's objectively true, right? Because in some states, like the age of consent is 16 or 17 or something like that, right?
See,
So
here's the issue that I'm having. Here's the issue that we're having here. Here's the issue. It seems like no matter what I say, you guys are going to move the goalpost.
it's not moving the goalpost.
fit
We're not
your
moving the
narrative.
goalpost. What we're trying to say is
So,
that a woman, by your definition, it's still subjective. It's not as objective as in black and white as you're trying to make it out to
so
being.
okay,
That's all we're trying to say.
as the host, I'm going to ask you, as the host, what is a woman then?
I can use your definition. That's fine. We're running off of
So
your definition right now.
can you reaffirm that? Would you agree that a woman is a human adult female?
I would use a different definition. I can give you my definition. I don't mind using
Sure, go
yours.
ahead.
I can, yeah.
Go ahead.
So, an adult human whose gender identity aligns with their personal schema of the
Female,
female
an
sex.
adult human female. What is
I didn't
that?
say that. No, I didn't say that. An adult human whose gender identity aligns with their personal schema of the female sex.
Okay, so if we have a baby, right?
You and I?
You and Doug.
There you go.
Congrats, guys.
Ooh, American
I call being top. No.
Okay, so if we have a newborn,
That fell flat.
All right.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
guys
Okay.
are serious about this conversation.
No. I just wanted to be top. That's it.
I'm
So,
very serious about making
so if we,
it's fun.
so if we have a newborn, right, and we look at its genitals, let's say this newborn has a penis and testicles, would you say that that individual is male or female?
Male.
It depends.
Okay, male. Perfect. What is a male?
Almost certainly.
What is a male?
Hold on. Almost certainly male. However, there are exceptions in which someone can have the genitalia that you're referring to that they would not be a male, though, because there are different variations, sex chromosome variations.
He
But yes,
asked, the question that he asked was, if there was a baby born and they had a penis, would you say they were male or female? And you would say they were male.
Oh,
You
yeah.
might be wrong.
I see what you're
You
saying.
might
Yeah.
be
Okay.
wrong
Gotcha.
about that,
Yeah.
but you would
Fair
say they were male.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So and then my question to you is, what is a male?
What is a male?
Typically,
Yes.
do you mean what is typically a male?
What is a male?
No, you can't say. Well, lots of things.
It depends on how you want to define it. Do you want to go with the genetic concept? Do you want to go with the structural concept?
Okay. Let's start with genetically. Genetically, are males XX or XY?
Well,
XY.
Typically XY.
then-
Typically
So
XY.
typically they're XY.
Mhm.
So typically males are born with XY and they typically have a penis and testicles.
Yeah, we
Is
all
that
agree with
fair
that.
to say?
Yes.
Is that okay? Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, if we have an individual that has XY chromosomes, has a penis and testicles, and we have established that typically that is male, right? If this individual grows up and says, I am a woman or I am female, would you disagree with that?
I would disagree.
Female, no. Female, no. Female, no. Female, no. You can't just decide if you're a female or a male, because that's something
Okay,
that's
so
more
now
that's
I see the
objective.
difference. Now I
Yep.
see the difference. So I think the issue here is that you guys are differentiating what is a female and what is a woman.
Correct.
You guys seem to think that two separate things. Is
Well,
that
no.
correct?
Well. Hold on. There's a huge overlap. Like 98, 99% of women are females, right? So like, yeah, there's huge overlap. But
Not
yeah,
really.
traditionally
If you say
speaking,
99% like you are females, then that's not really a huge overlap. So
Yeah, it
I'm
is.
looking at you right now.
No, it
I'm
is a
looking
huge
at you
overlap.
right now.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you right now, and you look to be male. Am I correct in your assumption?
Yeah, no, I assume. I mean, listen, I've never gotten a karyotype, so I don't know what my chromosomes are. But sure,
Do you have a penis?
yes, almost certainly I'm a male. Yes.
Okay, so you are a male.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you think that I'm looking at you? Why do you think I think you're a male?
Because I represent the traits that a male would typically have. Having facial
Like what?
hair, having a deeper voice, I guess the bone structure that of typically a male.
Your
Adam's
shoulders,
apple,
your
shoulders.
your
Sure.
hair, Adam's apple. So these are typical characteristics of being
Hang
a male.
hang on.
So does that mean that you're a man?
Hang on. Stop. What
Are
makes
you a man?
What makes his hair male?
Are you a man?
What makes his hair male?
Are you a man?
What makes his
I'm a man.
hair male?
Yes, you're a man. Thank you.
Yeah,
So now we can
Don't get
conclude
too
that
far talking to
gender
people on the
and
panel. You
sex are
request not
very
going to the-
closely related.
We agree. You didn't have to go through that whole thing. We've already agreed with that. Yeah.
Perfect. So when we're talking about trans women, trans women are born male.
Typically, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. No, not typically. They're born male.
Well, no, because you can again have different variations, which would make you intersex. But
Okay, so
yeah,
you're talking
overwhelmingly,
about-
typically,
you're talking
overwhelmingly,
about this
typically, yeah.
Yes, perfect. So you would agree that trans women are male, right? So
Right.
if we have established what a male is, and we have established what a man is, and a woman and female, how can you tell me that a trans woman is a woman?
Because Doug isn't every male. You asked Doug about himself. You didn't ask Doug about everybody who is born male. You just asked Doug about Doug.
So did we agree that a male is XY chromosome or XX?
Typically XY chromosomes.
Perfect. Now, would you
What does the
agree
word
that
stop?
would
What does the word
let me finish? Let me
no,
finish.
no,
Would you
because
say that
you're about to ask another question, and I would like to ask you a question before you ask
Yeah, it's
another
only fair. You've been
question.
asking a lot of questions one after another. Let's just make it even.
What
Sure,
does the
go ahead.
word
Go ahead.
what
Go
does
ahead.
the word typically mean?
Typically, often, a pattern, a certain sequence.
No, typically means most of the time.
Right.
So that means some of the time, and you also,
Sure.
by the way, kept using the word typically. So if we're saying that that's typically what a male is, that means that sometimes that's not what a male is, correct?
No.
Yeah, well, that's where
No, no, no,
typical.
no,
Yes.
no. I think you're confusing the word man and male.
No, I'm not confusing the word man and male.
Okay, so
You
tell me the
have
difference between a
consistently
man.
You have consistently been confusing the word man and male since you have been
No,
up here.
you guys have been moving the goalposts. That's the problem.
No,
What
nobody
goal?
has moved any goalposts.
So let me ask you a
What was the
question then.
goal? What was the
What's the
goalpost that
difference
moved?
between a man and a male?
Well, not all males are men. Meaning, like, if you have an 8-year-old male, that's not a man. Or if you
Right,
have if you
right,
have a
right.
male,
Would
or
you
if you
would
have
you
a
say that would you
hold on, or if you have a male dog, that's also not a man, right?
would you say that a boy will become a woman or a male, a man?
Well, yeah, by definition, if they're a boy, they would become a man because if they were
Okay,
trans, they would be a
perfect.
girl.
So
Yeah.
then you would agree that a boy is a different phase of the evolution to become a man,
Not of
right?
evolution, of development, but it is.
Right. Perfect. So then you would agree that a boy eventually will become a man. Am I correct?
Well, it depends. Who's saying they're a boy? Are you saying they're a boy, or are they
Okay,
telling
so
you?
what is a boy?
No, I asked you a question. Stop answering questions with questions. Are you saying that is a boy, or is that person saying that they are a boy?
So when we look at an individual that is a boy, typically 7, 8, 9, what we consider a boy, usually someone who is younger than 18, hasn't fully developed sexually, hasn't fully
You
developed mentally and physically. When we talk about a boy, is that boy eventually going to become a woman or a man?
Sorry, you haven't answered my question. Are you saying that that person is a boy, or are they telling you that they are a boy?
Okay, so let me ask you this then: what is
No.
a boy?
Oh
No,
my fucking
no.
god! What?
Answer my
Gee,
question. Are
what on
you
earth?
saying,
What on
are
earth?
you saying, I know, I'm going to ask you, this is now the third or fourth time I've asked you, I'm not sure, and every time you've responded with a question. Are you saying that is a boy, or are they telling you that they are a boy?
So if I see an individual that has the features of a boy that would eventually become a male
So
when
he's
they
saying
are
they're a boy.
led to
No, they
wait,
won't eventually become a male. They're either a
a
male
man,
already.
a man.
So you're the one that's constantly mixing up the word male and man, not
So
us.
All
I
right.
what's
just want
so
to
no,
point that
I'm
out.
not, because you guys are the ones that
I got to
can't
read a
tell me.
Venmo. I got to read a Venmo. Cassandra, thank you for the 2 on the blue out with a VW. Cassandra in the comments, you're the best. Says, I think if people are coming up to disparage trans folks, they should be forced to show their corn browsing history. This guest is so boring and ignorant. Yeah, Cassandra, I don't think that would bode well for them if they were forced to do that. I think we'd have no guests.
So
Thank you,
I'm just
Cassandra.
trying to understand you guys. So when you see a boy and a girl, can you typically tell the difference?
How
Yes.
old are they?
Let's say
Hang on,
there's
how
8.
old are they?
Let's
They're
say there are
8.
8.
Typically at 8, you probably, well, actually, I have to say, as a teacher, as a person who is around young people all the time, there are absolutely young people that I've taught who identify as boys who I've thought were girls. And there are absolutely people that I've taught who identify as girls who thought they were boys.
But yes,
So
typically, of
very
course,
interesting that you
there's
say that.
exceptions. But yes.
Very interesting. Very interesting that you say that. So then you would agree that you follow a certain pattern of thinking that a boy is
Yes.
typically a certain way and looks a certain way, and a girl looks a certain way, right?
Yeah, and guess what?
Nobody argues with
Sometimes,
that.
So
Nobody
perfect.
argues with that.
sometimes,
Perfect.
Nobody
don't
argues
stop.
with that. Nobody argues with
Stop
that.
perfecting. Sometimes I want to let you know I have been wrong. I have thought
Sure.
that somebody stopped talking. I have thought that a child who was born male and identifies as a boy was actually a girl because they have quite feminine facial features. And at other times, I have thought somebody who was born as a female and identifies as a girl was actually a boy because they have maybe a more
Thanks, Emmy.
masculine haircut.
Okay, perfect. So what does that mean? They have a more of a masculine feature. What does that mean?
No, I said a masculine haircut. Like
Masculine haircut. What does that mean?
You said that Doug's hair was male hair, didn't you?
Yes.
And yet we know I'm female and I identify as a woman. Could I have the same
How
haircut?
could you if you don't know what a woman is?
Oh my God.
I do know what a woman is, and I am, and
What is that?
The end of the day, if I identify as a woman and I was born
What is a
female,
woman?
you should have no argument with me calling myself a woman because I was
What
born
is a woman?
We've already gone over this.
It's really funny is that he keeps saying that we can't define a woman, but his definition of woman also varies by societal and cultural standards, and he's unwilling to acknowledge that that could be the same with our definition of woman as well.
Okay, so you guys can clearly hear my voice. Would you guys assume I'm male or female?
I assume you're a bitch.
Why?
That's true. I also.
Oh, sorry. I let my inside voice out. My bad.
Hold on. Let me introduce. Hey, Lithian.
Would you assume I'm male
You gotta
or
relax,
female?
American. You stop. Hey, Lithian. How are you? Am I pronouncing it correctly?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm good.
All
How are
right.
you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, you can chime in.
Would you assume I'm male or female?
Hold on. Wasn't me. Thank you for the 3 on the blue at with a V. Thank you so much. Wasn't me.
The guy that
It
I'm
wasn't me to
looking
come.
at is clearly male.
It says tell the twat to stop over talking Erica. Wasn't me. Thank you.
He can't help it. Right. This is the thing with
Yeah,
American.
you really can.
This is the thing with American. American can't understand why somebody who is born male would ever want to lower themselves to being a woman. Because in his mind, women
No,
aren't
that's
worth
not
as
what I
much.
said.
No, it's an assumption I'm making based on your
Well,
argument.
that's a wrong assumption.
Okay, let's let Lithian go ahead if you want to chime in.
Sorry, I requested when I heard him describe like male presentation things, everything except the beard is what my wife looked like at one point, and she's cisgender. She has a prominent Adam's apple. She has wide shoulders, and like it's silly.
But does she have Doug's luscious arms?
No, unfortunately, she does not.
Unfortunately. America, go ahead and respond to Lithian.
Does your wife have a penis or a vagina?
A Venus.
How do you even know? I literally just said she was cisgender. Did that like fly over your head?
Okay, so I just need you to answer the question.
Venus.
She's a Venus, yeah.
Just answer the question. Does she have a penis or a vagina?
She's a vaginus.
She has a vagina. Perfect. So would you say that she's a female?
Yes. That's because
perfect.
she was
Would you say
born
that she's a
female
woman?
and she identifies as a woman. You're doing
you
it backwards.
So you will say she's a woman, correct?
Because she identifies as one, yes.
Would you say she's a woman, correct?
I literally just said yes.
Perfect. So you said that she is a female and she identifies as a woman, correct?
I've been in here for like 5 minutes and I requested up because he was annoying. I do not understand how the three of you have
No,
dealt with
that is a
this.
yes.
I,
So that
But
is a yes.
yes,
Now, the individual that we're looking at right now, who has glasses, has a beard, has white shoulders, his hands look very masculine. Would you say he's a male or female?
I'd say he's a man. I don't know what Hanson. I'd rather not know unless he's into
Would
that.
you
But like,
assume
we
he's
can talk about
male or
that later.
female?
It doesn't matter what you
Man,
assume.
He's a man, right?
Assumption
Then what is a man?
isn't assumption don't we say like assumption makes an ass out of you and me? I'm
So
fairly
here's the
sure that's the
issue.
phrase.
You guys do not want to acknowledge the reality. Gender and sex are very closely related.
we're not
We agree.
arguing
We
that.
agree. That was like one.
See,
That was one of the
perfect.
first things we said. That was one of
Perfect.
the first things
Then
we
why
said.
do you have this prompt?
This prompt doesn't conflict with what you just said.
It does.
How so?
They're closely related.
Just because they're cousins doesn't mean they're like the exact same thing.
Yeah, we already agree there's a big overlap between the two. That is something we said from the very get-go of this conversation.
It's not an
Bro,
overlap.
humans are 70% related to bananas.
It's not
Are
an
we fucking
overlap.
bananas?
Okay. Would you say that
High population at this
masculinity and
point.
femininity are social constructs?
Femininity and masculinity? Absolutely. Yeah, like that's obvious
I
considering.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree with that. That is a social construct. I agree. But being a man and a woman are not.
Out of interest, American, where am I more likely to find the word man and woman? Am I more likely to find them in biology, or am I more likely to find them in sociology as academic disciplines?
So when we talk about the descriptors,
No, just give me a word, biology or sociology.
I just need to stop being muted if I can answer your question.
If you can answer it, you have an option.
I'm
of
going to
two
answer
words.
it. I'm going to answer it the
you
way
have an
I want to answer
option.
it.
You
No,
have
it
an
requires
option.
one-word answers.
Yeah, it's a one-word answer. It's either biology or sociology.
So in my opinion, when we're talking about the descriptors,
It's either biology or sociology.
so when we talk about the descriptors, when we're talking about
It's
All right.
either biology or sociology.
All right. While you're thinking about the answer there, I got to read another memo. Wasn't me. Thank you so much for the 3 and the blue out with a V. It says, does moron not know what overlap means? Apparently not, because we have stated it numerous times, and I just don't think he knows what overlap means. Because
so when we're talking about men,
thank you so
and
much,
women,
wasn't me.
Biology or sociology?
Just answer the question, and then you can say what you want afterwards.
I'm going to answer the question my way.
No, but that's not how this works.
No, you're going to answer with one word, and if you don't answer with either biology or sociology, I'm just going to mute you again.
When we talk about men and
Nope.
so when we talk about men and
Hey guys, we're looking for opposition. If you disagree with the background prompt or voted for Trump, hit the request button. If you're a friendly, drop from the request box, please.
I voted for Trump. He's the best president we've ever had.
Biology or sociology?
When we talk about men,
You're not going to make it past this, man. You might as well just answer it.
I'm going to answer it the way I want to answer it.
Well, I am sorry.
you're
That's
not.
just not going to happen.
Hey, did you go to school? Did you get an education?
That's a bold question.
When you were asked a true or false question, were you able to answer C?
So when we talk about men and women,
You know what? Goodbye. Goodbye.
Just in case anyone's wondering, you will not find a biology textbook with the word man or the word woman in it. You will find biology textbooks that say male and female. We talk about men and women in things like sociology and anthropology, not in biology.
Kayla, thank you so much. I appreciate you for the $1 on the blue app with the V. Let me read your comment out loud. You guys remember, my pay links are in the bio. I'll read any question or comment out loud to the chat, and I truly mean any question or comment. No matter how embarrassing it might be, I will read it out loud. Well, it's not neat. I do appreciate it. Kayla, thanks for the $1. It says, tell this pendejo that he'll never touch a Venus in his life.
What
Thank you,
about
thank you so much, Kayla. That's good.
might he touch a vagina
That
at
he
some
may.
point?
That he may. But probably not.
I can hop down if you need me to. Thank you for
All
letting me
right.
up.
Yeah. Great having you. Take care, okay?
You too.
Alrighty.
Bye.
All right, guys. Hey, make sure you guys send in the heart me at the top. That would be great. And if you're joining live, click the red follow button and follow Corey and Erica. If you're watching on the tube, make sure you subscribe to me. Also, if you're watching on TikTok, I would appreciate it if you went to my YouTube channel and subscribed to me, even if you're not going to watch it there. Subscriptions do help. It's Dougielifts, Dougielifts. American, you're not coming back up, so goodbye. I think everybody else in the box is opposition, or not opposition.
Speaking of which, my vagina stroke Venus, has not been in as much use as it could have been recently. I'm bemoaning that.
Well, that's not good. That needs to be changed or something. Hey, Jonathan, thank you so much for the 2 on the blue app with a V. Let's see what your comment says. Give me 1 second. And so W John in the comment, John W John in the comments, JOHN says a woman is a human being who conforms with social norms of the female sex. Since he wanted a definition so bad, I think that's a good. I think that's a good definition. I would only add an adult human being, but other than that, I think that's pretty fair. I'd agree with that. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you so much.
He was. I think it's very telling when we get people up who can only answer a question with a question.
Yeah, that was a little concerning. Well, it's very telling, obviously, because he kept doing it, doing it. Doing it once or twice, whatever. But if you kept doing it, obviously, you should answer the question. I don't think he was a person. I don't know. Remains to be seen.
And he kept saying when somebody said something that he thought made his point, he was like, perfect.
Yeah, I know.
And
That was so fucking annoying.
Then would go on to show that he'd completely misunderstood what anybody said.
Yeah. Incredibly frustrating. Okay. And listen, man, you got to stop requesting. Okay. So if you keep requesting, I am going to have to block you. You have to respect the kick. When you get kicked, you get kicked. That's it. Okay.
Consent is an important thing. If you don't understand consent, then I suggest you look it up in a dictionary.
Hey, where did Corey go?
I don't know. He just dropped a minute ago.
Peabody. That's actually a good idea. If he does again, I will. I kind of like that.
I bring him up, and then he'll say, "So when we're talking about a man and a woman, drop."
Hey, Alex. Hello. Alex, are you there? Alex going once. Alex going twice. Alex gone. Hey guys, we are all looking for opposition. Opposition being anybody who disagrees with the background, voted for Trump, etc. Everybody in the request box appears to be friendly. I'm gonna go ahead and kick you. Ooh, whoever I just. Okay, no. Wait, no, Seabar, I didn't mean to bring you up. I'm sorry. Let me bring you back then. Gosh. Hope everybody's having a great afternoon so far. But if you're on the West Coast, it's still the morning. You guys don't.
And if you're in the UK or
UK is not real. The UK is not real. It's not real.
/Europe /Africa.
None of those places are real. None of those places are real.
Cool story, bro. When are you going to come visit me, Doug?
I was talking about that with my stepmom and dad, actually.
Were you?
I was. They like you a lot. They seem to really like it. They listen to my lives often. They just were wondering how much the tickets would be. I know you sent me a thing of it. The
I just
cheapest
sent you one
being,
that I could find.
yeah, it looks like it's cheaper from Orlando. That makes sense. I
Yeah.
would really like to. Don't get me wrong. I would. It's just the cost of the flight would be tough. And I know for the most part, well, I don't know how much money I would be spending there. I just don't know how much the thing would cost, the trip altogether. And
Well,
then taking the time to do it would be a
well,
little difficult.
okay. We could, if you wanted to do it, we could absolutely do it on a budget, right? Because you obviously stay at my house. I have a
Mhm.
spare bedroom. I'm 40 minutes away from from central London on the train. A day ticket on the train to get into London is about probably about $27, something like that. And then once you're there, there's a lot, if you just want to go around and look at everything, that's free, right?
Yeah, well,
Um,
that's true. That's true.
you know, and you get a Tesco meal deal for lunch, which costs you £3.50. And then, the one thing that would cost money is if we were eating food out, really.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
the only
listen, I
thing
don't
that
mind
would cost.
spending some money. Yeah, I'd just have to budget out how much it would cost and all that type of stuff. Money is a little bit
Um,
tight, but yeah, that'd be the only thing.
it's it and I'm also I'm about an hour from Oxford, an hour from Cambridge, an hour from Birmingham, so I'm really well located for places.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. Andrew, how you doing? Andrew, how
Boy.
are you? Andrew, are you there? Andrew,
Oh,
Andrew,
I'm so sorry.
it's okay. It's okay.
Sorry.
No,
I
you're
didn't
good.
mean
I'll
to
bring you back
join.
up.
So
You're
sorry.
okay. You are okay. How long have we been
That's
live now?
that's okay, Andrew. We still love you, but don't make a habit of it, okay?
Yeah, Juniper. Guys, I may wrap this up because I'm a little bit tired, to be honest. I would like to go live later. I just kind of want to lay in bed for a little bit, if I'm going to be honest, guys. But I wanted to get a live in. Yeah, so I'm gonna wrap it up. Sorry to wrap it up sort of on the spot, guys. Normally I let you guys know a little bit ahead of time. Let's find somebody to raid though. Let's find somebody to raid before all of you run away, because all of you are about to run away. I know. As soon as I say I'm stopping, gotta find somebody to raid first. Don't run. Don't run. Don't run. Don't run. Don't run. Make sure you guys give me a follow if you've enjoyed the live. Who are we going to raid? Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Super Solid. You guys know Super Solid? Well, now you will. His handle is supersolid4TP. Okay. If one of my mods or anybody else, if you can put his handle in the comments, that would be terrific. Supersolid4TP. Okay. Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you give me a follow on TikTok. Anything you wanted to say, Erica?
Yeah, I do. Doug, come and visit me.
All right, we'll talk about it more, Erica. All right, I'll take care, Erica. I'm going to bring it on. Guys, if I'll be live later, I'm going to let you know in Discord and the bulletin board. So to join bulletin board, click my profile picture in the top left, and there's an option to join it. Discord, the link is in the bio. If the link doesn't work, shoot me a message. I'll give you a link that does work. We got a lot of people in there. Love to have more people part of the community. Make sure you guys raid Super Solid. Again, it's Super Solid 4TP. Super Solid 4TP. It stands for the proletariat. Okay. Appreciate everybody watching. Sorry, I know it's a little bit on the shorter end this live. If I go live later again, I'll let you know. I just don't know for sure, but if not, I'll definitely be live tomorrow. Okay. All right, guys. Take care. Hope everybody has a good one. Really